jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son, actions over words, baby boy, is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come back sports, talking way too much, world come back sports, talking way too much, world come back
First in the building, Mr. International Toby Bartlett on deck. You already know. Salute WCS in the hottest chat in the YTC. We're global, baby. We're global. Yes, sir. Let me first start off by giving a big shout out to the hottest chat in the MFN game. A-side official. No negotiation needed. Period. You already know. Shout out to the GOAT, Big Blunts and Boxing in the building. Hot Grease Comeback. What's good? What's good with it? Salute to you, man. So we said WCS keeping the grease high because we could be getting another T-Mobile massacre and another fish fry. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we cooking through the holidays there, Toby. You know what I'm saying? The holidays is consist of what? Cooking and eating. That's what the holidays consist of, cooking and eating. And you know the grease is going to be hot all through the holidays. We on the eve of Thanksgiving, and we already know what happens during that festivities. A lot of game are slaughtered and put in the oven and cooked. A lot of it's thrown in that hot grease and cooked and consumed, fit for human consumption. You understand me? Don Juan Vaughn on deck. What's good? Salute WCS in the flaming hottest chat in the game. What's good with it? Don, salute to you, brother. One love, man. Carlos Rosado is in the building. Salute to you, Carlos. WCS, salute. Hottest chat in the MF and game. Salute. We A-side official. No negotiation needed, period. You already know what it is, man. One love to you, brother. So if you read the title, oh wow, Jaron Ennis, there's Terence Crawford to come get your belts. So of course, when I seen this title via boxingscene.com, I said to myself, there's a lot that people may be missing about this article. Even though it's a short article, there's a lot that people may be missing about this article. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm about to get back into my tipping game. You know what I'm saying? Where my fingertips grace the home keys on these keyboards, and I'm gonna start back writing articles. I am. They're not gonna be long articles like I used to do back in the day, but I'm about to start writing articles again because it's essential that when you have the gift to freaking organize your words in a way that the message is felt, you gotta every now and then jump back in it and let your voice be heard through the phonetic universe. You know what I'm saying? Through the phonetic universe. So they said Jaron Ennis dares Terence Crawford to come get your belt back. Let's get into this. I'm gonna let you listen to some audio about this too. But this is boxingscene.com, y'all. It said well, matter of fact, let me get y'all right. Oh boy. Okay, this is the article, right? Via boxingscene.com. It says the last thing Jaron Ennis wanted was to be gifted a world title. However, once the IBF stripped Terence Crawford of the belt, Ennis was gifted, or in other words, handed their crown. Okay. I think in all reality, he wanted to be gifted the world title. And once again, this is no knock on the Ennis camp at all. I'm just talking from there's no disrespect or none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know him like that. I don't know him. But I'm just speaking on my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I think you want to be gifted the world title. Because now that you were gifted the world title, you're not really vocal about the resistance that should be put up to say, man, I didn't want to get it this way. 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 There's no 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 way. I wanted this title that way. I never wanted it this way. I'm not hearing the resistance that you didn't want the title this way. I'm not hearing it. I'm hearing it like, oh, it's over. Now that I got the title, it's over. It's over. It's over. Now that I got the title, it's over. I'm stepping on them. So you're pretty much okay with the delivery process. No signature needed. The delivery process. Doorstep, concierge service. You're okay with it. I get it. They go on to say it was a bittersweet moment. On one end, Ennis achieved a lifelong dream, y'all, of becoming an official champion. On the other hand, hearing the peers and the fans call him a fraud and email champions left a sour taste in his mouth. I never called him a fraud, but I did refer to him as an email champion because he did receive through paperwork. He did receive that just the same as I said at Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? But that has all since went away for Devin. But for you, Ennis, it's only beginning. You know what I'm saying, Ennis? This is only the beginning. There isn't much Ennis 31-0, 28 knockouts can do. He now finds himself in a position of power, but he also feels somewhat helpless. No matter how many superlatives are thrown in his direction, he knows that he can't force anyone to jump in the ring with him. There's only one way that Ennis' name can protrude toward the top of everyone hit list. Actually, there's two. Now, you know WCS has to really dissect this the correct way, right? First of all, looking at a 31-0 and 28 knockouts. Listen, that on paper, numerically, looks amazing. You know, to be 26 years old and have that many professional wins looks amazing. And the only reason I'm very strict on this is because I've been covering boxing for a while too. Just as much as I've been covering MMA. In MMA, the numbers don't matter as much. A fighter can have double-digit wins, they can have double-digit losses, but the respect level is different amongst the peers. Over in boxing, not so much. It says he now finds himself in a position of power. That's the problem I have. That's the position of conflict that I have, because you find yourself in a position of power just from receiving a belt from a person that has earned every bit, every step of their journey. They have earned it. Terence is become your focal point right now. How can a fighter that you all were saying haven't fought nobody become the focal point once you receive one of his belts? Now, check this out. Check this out, Team Ennis. Wouldn't it be logical to say that if Crawford didn't fight nobody except Spence, you know what I'm saying? Out of all Crawford's fights, he didn't fight anybody except Spence, the same fighter that you all was hoping and wishing to beat Crawford. He only has one significant win. Why wouldn't you identify that you receiving the belt from Crawford has little value because he only beat the fighter that was unified champion who went over there and beat Kell Brook? He only beat the champion, which significantly in y'all eyes is the only important name or big name on his resume. That's Errol Spence Jr. Errol Spence Jr. He's the only significant name on Crawford's resume. So if it's like that, why would it be so braggadocious to extract the belt from him, i.e. not in the ring, but out the ring, and to now be in possession of that title without going in there and fighting Crawford for the title. Because to hear everybody said Errol Spence is the only significant name out of Bud's entire career that makes sense. So therefore, when he beats Spence, that has very partial value to hear y'all say it, to hear the fans who's criticizing Crawford, because I don't see Boots receiving all this criticism like Crawford is doing. Crawford receiving criticism ever since he came up to the welterweight division and was fighting Jeff Horn. People didn't give him credit. You know, Jeff Horn had a Pacquiao on his record, but that didn't matter because they say, you know, it was a hometown, you know, cooked meal for Jeff Horn. You know what I'm saying? They say Jeff Horn got a home cooked meal and he was a nobody. And then went on to say Jose Benavidez got shot in the leg. He was a nobody, even though Jose Benavidez was undefeated. And then you look at Izzy Kavalauskas and look at his amateur pedigree and look at how he was when he stepped in there with Crawford. And you got to look at the record and everything. And they say he wasn't nobody. All because he has a funny name. No, a funny name to Americans. Because first of all, a lot of y'all can't speak 2 languages. These fighters come over here from different countries and they're learning English while holding on to their native language. Okay, moving on. Amir Khan. Was he not a world champion? Oh, Crawford don't get no credit because of Prescott, Canelo, Danny Garcia, you know, and all those people that happen to land that shot on Amir Khan's chin. I get it. Right? So we're going through all these names of Kell Brook and a Sean Porter and all that. No credit. You ain't beat nobody. No credit, right? So I'm looking at all this criticism going through people's catalogs, all this criticism, right? And I'm saying even up to Errol Spence, you had people up here saying that Errol Spence was weight drained, dehydrated, residual neurological damage, right, people? So that gives partial credit to Bud Crawford collecting the WBC, WBA, and the IBF belt. Because why? Because Spence wasn't the same fighter he was when he fought Sean Porter. So everything that Crawford has did up to this point receives partial to low credit the way they was criticizing Crawford. Okay? So if you take all that criticism together, that IBF championship, you know what I'm saying, in the eyes of the naysayers, has very minute value to it when Crawford earned it. So just think how much value it has by you all submitting administrative paperwork to extract that title off Crawford. Just do a little bit of research now. And this was puzzling to me. He said, I just got to keep winning and keep making noise. And it's told YSM Sports Media during a recent interview, keep stepping on these guys. They gotta see me. Shout out to YSM. When I do critiques on his videos, it's because he's the one that's in the gym. You know what I'm saying? I got much respect for YSM putting out great content. A lot of content at that. But check this out. Ennis, you say you just got to keep winning and keep making noise. Now, if my memory serves me correct in my old antiquated age, if you continue to win and keep making noise, I got to go back to when Crawford left the Errol Spence negotiation. And there was a lot of buzz and criticism and chirping going on, like it was springtime all over again. You know what I'm saying? And the birds coming out, migrating back to the warmer weather, pollen and all that shit. The leaves starting to blossom. That's what I heard when Crawford relieved himself from negotiations when he fought David Avanesian. Y'all was saying that it didn't make any sense. 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 Who's that guy? I don't know that guy. Well, Ennis, that's what we say about your entire resume. We don't really know the people that's on your resume except Sergey Lipinets. Sergey Lipinets, I have to credit him, former, champion, world champion, 140 pounds. But when you make noise fighting fighters that are considered nobodies, and that's not my term, but I'm saying it's not like I haven't used it. But to generalize this, you're talking about keep winning and making noise. So how are you going to continue to make noise with fighters who are not considered the above average? How are you going to do that? Is it respected? Because Crawford was fighting world champions. He was fighting dudes with O's on their resume, right? And they gave him no credit at all. But looking at your resume, you say that you have to continue to keep winning. Isn't that what Crawford did? Crawford continued to keep winning, but it wasn't enough because the names on his resume you all didn't respect. Then you talk about keep making noise. Isn't that what Crawford was doing? He continued to make noise by what? Stopping his opposition. That's what Crawford was doing, stopping his opposition, y'all. You zip it up by saying, hey, keep stepping on these guys. Isn't that what Crawford was doing? He was stepping on them. He was stopping them. Once again, I repeat, he was stopping his opposition. He was stepping on his opposition. He was stepping on his opposition. When it came time for him and Spence, he said he was going to step on him. That infamous moment where they had, he said, I'm going to stop you. And then Spence said, on God, you ain't going to stop me. On God, you ain't going to stop me. At that point in time, it was people out here believing that was absolutely impossible for Crawford, the smaller fighter in their eyes, to say, for it to play out in reality, they say, hey, man, I believe Crawford going to stop Spence. Look how big Spence. I can't believe that. What is Crawford doing? Crawford's, man, he delusional, bro. He's not going to stop freaking Errol Spence. It ain't no way, man. It ain't no way. They didn't believe it, y'all. Jaron said they got to see me. Now, this way it gets interesting because, WCS love cuffing. I love cuffing words. Yeah, I love cuffing words. I do. I love cuffing words. They got to see me. Okay. Ennis is saying they got to see me. He got a title now. So everybody has to see Ennis. Not Ennis seeing them, but they got to see him. I don't place too much effort, Ennis, into wondering and trying to troubleshoot why you would think they got to see you based off the effort that it took for you to get the IBF title. Why would they want to see you? Why do they have to see you? Dude, you're 26, you're talented. You're technically gifted. Why are they coming to you, though? Like, dude, Ennis, listen to me, bro. Boots are made for stepping. Take it from somebody who laced them up for 20. Boots, Ennis, listen to me. It ain't all about the numbers. It's all about the wisdom, homie. Boots are made for stepping. It was a point in time we had to stand in that position of attention, but we weren't in that position of attention for that long before we said forward march. We start stepping left, right. Yeah, Ennis, boots are made for stepping. Remember, WCS put it out there because people love using your shit and don't credit you for it. Boots are made for stepping, Ennis. Listen to me, Jaron. Boots are made for stepping. Boots are made for stepping. Why would you say they gotta see me? If you did not beat a champion, i.e., name of Terence Bud Crawford, i.e., pound for pound numero uno, i.e., the best in the sport of boxing, i.e., the man who went in there against all odds and adversity, and fought and demolished, decimated, destroyed Errol Spence Jr. Why would you be standing in your boots when they're made for stepping. You are the one that's supposed to be on the hunt, brother. Why you got to say they got to see me? What if Crawford just sat there and say people got to come see me without issuing challenges, without making a point to say I want to be better, so I'm gonna go fight the champions. I want to fight this person. Not only did he fight him, he fought him in his backyard a lot of times. He went over to Ricky Burns and fought him in his backyard. When are you going to take those travels, bro? When are you going to snap the passport and go over here and start making some big fights? Listen, Boots. Boots are made for stepping, not standing in one place for a long period of time, waiting for somebody to come through and tell you what you need to be doing. It goes on to say, Keith Thurman is named that Ennis would love to get his hands on. I don't believe that. The same goes for Mario Barrios and Errol Spence Jr. Ennis' next moves is an open-ended question, but he's already painting a red bullseye on the back of Crawford. That's cap. How did Ennis paint a bullseye on Crawford when he's talking about they got to see me? Then we go through this already. YSM asked the question, what would be your first fight? I don't care if it's not in those direct words. What would be your ordeal first fight? Blah, blah, blah. He said Barrios and Stanthionis. He did not say Crawford, and I hold him accountable for that. Jaron, you did not say Terence Crawford. Do you know that you're in a position where your words can begin to increase their praise and value out here? Being that you're not out on social media like that all the time, well, you used to not, now you are, you know, for whatever it is. Most of the time is from YSM video, right? YSM media, his interviews. But explain this to me. I'm just trying to help you understand the magnitude of a moment that you let pass you by. Your first word when it comes to the opposition should have been Terence Bud Crawford. You should have let him know that the boots you wearing are made for stepping. And the fighter that you're stepping to first, you want to be none other than Terence Bud Crawford. I couldn't get Errol Spence. Now I want Bud Crawford. You should have let it be known. Even though you left the WBO and went to the IBF and Terence Crawford went in there and destroyed Spence, the first name out your mouth, you're not giving. When asked by Jamil, you should have told him straight to his face and allow him to get the drop. Allow his video to go viral. You should have said Terence Bud Crawford. That's who's on my radar. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Bud Crawford is who I want next. You didn't say that. You didn't say it, brother. You didn't say it. Period. I'm not lying. You didn't say it. Whether he's an undisputed champion or not, Crawford believes that he's the best fighter on the planet. Ennis, though, with the IBF title draped over his shoulder, wants him to prove it. Listen, Boots. I'm one of the few individuals that can do a live stream without being pugnacious about it. You know what I'm saying? That can come in here and speak out to the listeners without seemingly having them believe I'm tormenting, you know what I'm saying, the person I'm talking about, because that's not it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be a thorn in the side, but boots are made for stepping there, Jaron. You know what I'm saying? And for you to think that someone who has been in the sport as long as Crawford, accomplished much as Crawford has accomplished with his achievements and accolades and all the collective badges on his chest plate, he now has to prove to you, Jaron, he has to prove to you the same thing he proved to David Avanesian. Because what he proved to David Avanesian that he wasn't on his level But since he was in the ranking system and he was basically in negotiations to fight Errol Spence, he selectively chose David Avanesian that was 6 in the rankings. He proved to him, you're not on my level. So you want him to somehow prove to you, because the scenarios are different, Jaron. He was just fighting David Avanesian to revisit the negotiations of Errol Spence, which we all seen played out July 29th. He wasn't picking Avanesian because he wanted to fight for the EBU title. It was just a filler. F-I-L-E-R. A filler. It was just a filler fight just to return back to negotiations. And y'all seen what happened with that. Y'all didn't give the man no credit. He wasn't supposed to get credit. He selected the opposition to return back to negotiations. And look how beautifully, how amazingly that shit played out. Look how amazing that shit played out. I mean, you're talking about latitude, longitude. He took a flight back to his hometown, boom, 6-round stoppage, and flew right in there to Vegas and provided us with a horror show that we'll never forget in 2023. I love it. Latitude and longitude was awesome. I mean, the flight coordinates was on point there, Jaron. But you got to look at yourself, bro. Do you think about the words you're saying? What does Crawford have to prove to you, big dog? Why aren't you willing to prove to the people? You're seemingly acting like you're entitled to a lot of shit. And I think you're playing the fool, acting like you having selective amnesia because you don't remember what Crawford had to go through to get recognition. And he was out there knocking heads off. You're not knocking heads off. You're knocking styrofoam cups off the table. That's why you barely hear them when they hit the ground, because they're styrofoam. You know what I'm saying? People don't say, hey, man, let me take you. I'm going to show you some of my crib, man. I've been collecting these joints for years. What you mean? Styrofoam cups. When people look at your resume, Jaron Ennis, they think of styrofoam cups, bro. How is Crawford supposed to prove something to you when this man was knocking heads off with undefeated fighters, former world champions? How is he supposed to prove something to you when he was steady up here proving to the world that he's going after, he's on the hunt, he's the predator? But you want to sit back and say, come to me. That's not a predator. That's not a predator right there. That's a Venus flytrap. I'm just saying there, Ennis. That seems like a Venus flytrap to me. You're waiting for something to crawl up and then you can close on. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it went with the IBF title. Y'all was waiting. And then all of a sudden your legal team said, don't worry about it. Y'all put the paperwork in, boom, boom, boom. And that shit closed up. Venus flytrap closed up. Bro, you're too young and talented to be telling a multi-time world champion like Terence Crawford to prove something to you. How about you look at it in this perspective? How about you understand that you have a lot to prove? How about you understand that your Wall Street as a boxer, come on, man, is not the highest that it possibly can be. People have to start paying attention to you. Right now, it's a little bit shabby, brother. Real talk, it's a little bit shabby. When people mention your name now, they're talking about the way you received the title. There's no speculation. You don't have people spoofing, a situation with Jaron Ennis. No, it's real talk. It's reality. You received the title via administrative paperwork and logistics. The liaison was made. and you in ownership and possession of that shit, right? Okay, you are a legitimate world champion. But with boxing being the system that it is, people looking at it like the respect level isn't going to be there until you start fighting big names. Now you're giving us the energy that you think everything should be coming to you. You don't have nothing to prove. I'm telling you, like I told you before, they're boots. Boots are made for stepping. That ain't the way I used to hear about Philly boxing when I was coming up. That's not the mentality I heard from Philly boxing, bro. Oh, we ain't gonna be challenges. Man, it was a lot of heat coming from Philly out of there when it came to boxing. When they mentioned Philly. Come on, Zab Judah. Zab Judah didn't have, man, Zab Judah was a killer. Zab Judah's a killer, bro. Come on, man. You think Zab Judah just waited there? I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for the right opportunity. Dude was a killer, man. Come on, man. When they stopped the fight, Jay Needy, the referee, almost got his head taken off. What boxer you know is gonna goddamn put his hands around the trachea and try to form a trachea choke with boxing gloves on after Jay Needy freaking stopped the fight with him and Kasazu? Come on, bro. Come on, man. Them Judas wasn't playing over there, bro. Come on, man. You don't have respect for those before you, the warriors before you that was representing over there. Now you want to sit back, buckle up, and listen to some goddamn your favorite playlist and wait for an opportunity to come to the window. You already did that. It already gave you the notification there, Boots. You have mail. You have mail. You have mail. And now you receive a notification. Your excitement is to stay in place, brother, and say, prove it. What? The man is 2-time undisputed, bro. I cannot fathom what I'm listening to when I read these articles and what you be saying when you say you're gonna step on it. You know what I'm saying? When you're gonna step on dude, in order for you to use those boots to step, you have to make progress. You have to move forward, dog. What are you talking about? What are you saying, B? Dead ass, man. You have to step. How are you going to step on somebody standing on place? You're going to say, oh, I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting. You start whistling and shit. You're waiting for somebody. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Let me raise this up. Oh, let me see. Let me get back on my dominant foot. Yeah, there it go right there. I'm about to stump on it with steel toes. Come on, man. You are young. You a hunter, bro. You got the endurance. Your body recovers quick. You got that quick recovery strength. You in your 20s, man. That is shit you can do. Your body recover in no time. Shit is easy work. But he said, come get your belt back if you think you're the best in the world. I don't know who's writing this. You didn't say that, Boots. Shout out to the hottest chat in the game. No, Boots didn't say that shit. You're going to steal the man's belt. I don't know what this is about sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'm up here cuffing what people say. I don't understand sometimes. Like, you steal the man's belt through paperwork, and then you want him to go do more paperwork when you're the B side, C side, D side, E side, F side, elemental P side, QRX side. You know what I'm saying? You want Crawford to now come after you? Are you trying to build up a fan base? Or are you trying to see how fast you can get rid of one? Help me understand, Boots, because boots are made for stepping. You're trying to build up a fan base, or you trying to basically clean out? What are you trying to do, brother? I remember, Boots, what you said this, man. I remember when you saying, that you want to start being the main event. You want to start being the main event. You did enough to be the main event. Shout out to everyone that's in the chat. Big shout out to the hottest chat in the MF game. You already know what it is. I want you to listen to some audio. And once again, shout out to YSM Media, YSM Sports Media, doing an incredible job over there in that gym. This is his audio from his videos. I want you to take a listen, okay? Because obviously, Boots is forgetting all the criticism that was coming from over there in that gym on Terence Crawford. But all of a sudden, he gets a belt via email, and I don't see or hear the same criticism, because now it turns into, oh, we have a champion in the gym, and all the criticism we was giving Crawford on not fighting anybody, a multi-time world champion. I guess it doesn't include Boots Ennis at this point in time. Boots doesn't get the same criticism as Crawford did, because he is considered an ally. He is a friend. He's family. You know what I'm saying? He's inside the gym. Listen to this right quick. All right. Let me go back to Coach L. I did, and shout out to Coach L, man. Like I said, this is strictly boxing, right? I did a live stream on Coach L on how he was so critical of Terence Crawford. And I told him, for him to be in the gym boxing, he didn't have a clear understanding of how far he was wrong. But this is Coach L that's over there. And listen to his words, man. Listen to his words. All right. I want you to listen carefully. And this is prior. This is him talking about the Crawford versus Avanesian. You know what I'm saying? Listen to this.
Years, man. The same shit. They got this boy pound for pound. They got him this, that, and the other, but he don't fight nobody. He never fought nobody.
He said he got this boy pound for pound. He ain't fight nobody. He ain't never fought nobody. He ain't fight nobody. He ain't never fought nobody. He ain't fight nobody. He ain't never fought nobody. Coach, Jaron Ennis ain't never fought nobody. How many world champions are we talking about that he fought for a belt?
Yeah, I mean, you know. Them jokers that he fight, you put them guys in front of him, you fight guys that's in front of him. He don't fight nobody. You know what I mean? You put ducks in front of him. You know what I mean? That's all he been fighting, is ducks. You know what I mean? And y'all getting pound for pound.
So Coach L said he fight nothing but ducks. And once again, this is YSM Sports Media citing his video. This is his footage, his content. Coach L said he's been fighting ducks. Who said that David Avanesian was a duck? This is not about Avanesian, but who said he was a duck? It was just a filler, a stay busy fight until he get back to negotiations. And we come to find out that it was a good reason as to why he was up here stepping away from negotiations to fight for net pay and then turn back around in 2023 and get guaranteed pay. So once again, very, very solid business move by Crawford. But Coach L said he's been fighting ducks.
Like I said, all this time. Yeah, I mean, Spence do got a better resume than him. You know what I mean? And he should have got everything he needed. You know what I mean? Everything he wanted. And this dude, he getting old. You know what I mean? So I guess he's taking whatever they're going to give him. As long as they're going to cash him out, he's going to keep what he get. You know what I mean? But I've been telling him for years, man, you know, Boots would have stopped him years ago. You know what I mean?
Boots would have stopped him years ago. I think years ago is 2018 when he was looking for Crawford. That's when he would have stopped him. 2018 when he was looking, when Crawford about to step in the welterweight division and fight Jeff Horn.
Boots was beating. You know what I mean? And I guess he's doing what he's supposed to do. You know what I mean? He got a whole bunch of young bulls over there, young stable. So I guess he's trying to get this couple of hours, and he gonna go and invest. You know what I mean? And invest in these young bulls that he got, because he ain't doing nothing. He ain't going no further. He ain't gonna fight nobody. He ain't gonna do nothing. After Anastasia, what he gonna do after that?
He said after Anastasia, what he's gonna do after that, Coach. Oh, coach. Oh my God. It's just so amazing, man, how Crawford was this Marvel comic, right? Crawford became this Marvel comic where one of his powers was that to the human eye, they really couldn't see what he truly looked like. You know what I'm saying? It was almost like he was static. It was almost like Crawford was a distorted frame of a human being, but they really couldn't see who he was. A power, you know how they say, some animals give off pheromones. Maybe Crawford's power, one of Crawford's powers as a Marvel comic, was that he gave off this pheromone to have people deceptively not totally understand who he was. You know what I'm saying? Not truly giving off his identity. His pheromone made people think he was somebody else. That's what I'm thinking with Crawford, because he said Avastasian. What is he going to do after Avastasian? I cannot believe, like, if I was in a gym and I said some shit like this, I will resign after July 29th. Look, I would have put my papers in right after that damn announcement. I would have went on live and I say, due to circumstances out of my control, I am now resigning because I can no longer be respected for what I said prior to this fight. I mean, I have people around me that expect me enough to get it right, and I didn't get it right.
I don't know. He was in negotiations with Errol Spence. Now, Jaron Ennis, your fighter, Virgil Ortiz, Keith Thurman are all ranked higher than the Avanesian. He seemed to skip over all of them and then do a fight with Avanesian. Is that does he deserve criticism?
Yeah, he deserves criticism. You know what I mean? And and he lose a lot of respect for that. You know what I mean? Because people did have respect for him. You know what I mean?
Who? His fans? I know we did. We the ones who had respect for him. You know what I'm saying? We the ones who had respect for him. You know what I'm saying, Coach? His supporters had respect for him. Now, all the other naysayers that was out there, I don't think they ever had respect for what he had going on. But when you talk about the word criticism, I don't know if anyone is really paying attention and keeping their head on a swivel as to what your surroundings are. But you have a fighter that's in your stable now that is a world champion who did not fight a champion for that belt. And I'm looking for the video for you to let us know that you totally understand that. Yes, I get it. Jaron Ennis deserves criticism for taking the belt without fighting the champion. I get it. That's my fighter. I'm taking responsibility of that. So now what our purpose is to get him moving forward to fight top names, credible names, and you know what I'm saying, build up the confidence of his fan base to put trust in him to come and see him fight. Because ultimately they are the consumers for Jaron Ennis to help build up his Wall Street, right? No. What y'all doing is pretty much talking about the same thing y'all was doing. I mean, y'all pretty much talking about the same fighter that was on in y'all conversations prior to Bud winning the belt. Yeah, y'all didn't have faith that he's gonna go in there and fight Errol Spence. All y'all was up there going, well, majority of y'all was going for freaking Errol Spence, right? So y'all was up there talking how Crawford was doing all this wrong, and he was fighting Avastasian, and all this other shit. It didn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? He jumped the line past Boots and everybody else, which that come out to not be true, because Boots then wasn't going to fight him. You know what I'm saying? Boots wasn't going to fight Crawford in his hometown. It just wasn't happening. It just wasn't going to happen. He wasn't going to fight Terence Crawford in his hometown. So therefore, you all at this point in time after July 29th is doing exactly what you was doing prior to July 29th. You was talking about how Crawford didn't do this, that, and the other. He wasn't going to win. He wins, right? Then turn back around. Boots get the belt, and now y'all back talking about Crawford. How is that relevant? How can you talk about the man when he was fighting to get the 3 belts Errol Spence have? He got the belts, 2-time undisputed, and now y'all back to talking about the same topic prior to with no further movement. It's no forward motion in this shit, bro. It's forward motion in it. Where's the forward motion and going to something that makes sense? Y'all, look, Jaron is not moving because he's saying, I dare you to come take it. That's not cool, man. That's not that talk. Like, bro, you supposed to be. You talking about Crawford's 36 years old, bro. He's 10 years your elder. I mean, 10 years your elder, bro. And you're telling the elder, man, if you want your belt, come down and take it. But you're the young lion, though. You're the young bull in the motherfucking ring, dog. When have you ever when have you say, okay, the matador is out there. He goes to the gate where the bull's at. Say, hey, you in there? And the bull's like, yeah. When you coming out? No, man, you coming here. You coming here, nigga. Let's see how you doing here. No, that's not the way it works. I'm going to go back out to the center of the arena, and they're going to open the gate. They don't open the gate like 5 or 6 times for you, nigga. You ain't came out and did shit. You don't hear a bull come up there talking about, man, you got to come in here with me, man. Come see me. I ain't going out there, dog. It's not in my mentality. It's not one of my family. My family bloodline never did no shit like this. Pops used to talk to me all the time. He said, you know what? Let the matador come in here and y'all talk it out. Y'all don't have to go out there and goddamn, you try to gore that nigga and put him in the goddamn 5th row. Change what tradition has always put out there. Just change it up a little bit. Just call him over here to the goddamn cage and y'all have a conversation so you can go on about your business. That's not the way it works, Ennis. You're the bull, bro. You're the bull. Are you not understanding what your position is in this? You're saying, come see me. He don't have to come see you today, yesterday, or tomorrow. He don't have to come see you, bro. He doesn't. He's a Hall of Famer already.
And, like I said, if all for nothing, he got that dog in it, and he do come to fight. But now you just playing yourself, man. That's just a sucker move right there. And ain't no real dude, ain't no real nigga gonna really respect you for that. And they should.
I'm glad you said the real nigga shit. And once again, I got respect for these brothers over there, man. This is just boxing shit, man. You know how boxing shit get? You say it's a sucker move. A lot of people gonna say, Ennis, nickname Boots, that was a sucker move to sit up there and send a freaking request out to Crawford for negotiations, knowing that shit got 1,000,000% denial rate. Y'all knew the man wasn't gonna go in negotiations with y'all because it was impossible for that shit to happen, being that he was locked in to fight Errol Spence. You knew the shit. You knew you was sending a dead-end request out, and that's what you was gonna get in return. You was gonna get a process where it was no way in hell Terence Crawford gonna be able to prove that, to go in negotiation with freaking Jaron Ennis, knowing he has a freaking contractual obligation to Errol Spence for a rematch. That's a sucker move. Truth be told, that's a sucker move right there. That's a sucker move. Real talk. That's a sucker move, coach. You've been around the game for a long time. That's a sucker move right there, bro.
Should drop me from the rankings, and for that pound for pound shit for even doing some shit like that.
So, and y'all wonder, y'all think I be bullshit when I say I be going through people's catalog and shit. Come on, you think I wasn't going in the archives, bro? And this is no disrespect to YSM, man. This has nothing to do with him, man. I'm using his content because it's relevant to my topic. And you have to make people aware that I know he's been on record saying don't use my content. I'm not monetized, and I'm pretty sure me and YSM, from my understanding, We have a decent rapport that he know I ain't using his shit for no monetization. My shit ain't monetized. All right. I'm just using the content because it says some, certain videos hit the nail on the head. You know what I'm saying? So when you hear him say something like that, listen once again.
You know what I mean? And for that pound for pound shit, for even doing some shit like that. You know what I mean? Because you got plenty of guys out there, you know what I mean, that's in the top. You know what I mean? That you got this guy that ain't nowhere in the top. I don't know if he might in the top 10, top 15. You know what I mean? Some shit like that. You know what I mean? So for him to do that and he getting a pay-per-view and is on pay-per-view, that don't make no sense, man. You know what I mean?
So you want them to remove him off the pound for pound by facing by facing a stay busy fight? Like, that's impossible. Like, he's coming off knocking out Sean Porter. He's coming off being the first man to stop Sean Porter, but yet you want to erase all this shit and say, cause he's facing David Avanesian. Look, coach, a fighter that has nothing to do with your gym nor your fighter boots. You're saying that Crawford should be penalized for taking a stay busy fight in his hometown in the process of returning back to negotiations. I never heard you come back on record and say, hey, I was wrong about that, man. At the end of the day, man, he did what he's supposed to do. He did business. He fought a guy in his backyard. He was able to get a fight in Omaha, Nebraska, and then he's returning back to the T-Mobile Arena. The priority is that he absolutely went in there and returned back to negotiations for an undisputed welterweight title shot. Y'all, I mean, you couldn't forecast this, coach. You had to forecast this shit. This shit was on. You had to forecast this. You come on now. Remove him off the pound for pound list for fighting a guy that's in the rankings. Come on, people be tripping, man. You actually think I be out here just not reading and listening? Dude, you want this man was 6 in the rankings. And you all say Crawford should be moved off the pound for pound list when every freaking sanctioning body has names that are considered nobodies, especially foreign fighters. You have fighters on the top 15 that people don't even know about. And you say Crawford should have been moved off the pound for pound rankings, all because he fought David Avanesian, which had no relation to Jaron Ennis, who wasn't even in the running to fight Crawford. You know what I'm saying? Except the BOK Prime debacle that took place where everybody's supposed to be on the phone, and it was just a whole damn sham because none of that shit was going to happen. None of that shit was going to happen in the timeline that was supposed to happen because Crawford wanted to fight in 2022, and that's what happened. He fought in 2022. Jaron Ennis had a fight scheduled for January. Right? So therefore, let me tell you how this shit wasn't gonna happen. So you trying to tell me he would have fought Crawford for the WBO championship, but yet he was fighting Korean for the IBF championship? You know what I'm saying? He was gonna get that IBF interim champion. Which one you think he would have rather done? One that's solo dolo IBF? Yeah, he wanted to fight Korean. He wanted to fight Korean because that was an easier shot for Boots. He wasn't really trying to go in there and get that smoke with Crawford in his hometown. Let's be honest with ourselves, man. Sunday was yesterday, right? Was Sunday yesterday? Or is it today? Because I don't want to goddamn lie to myself. You know, if I'm going to lie, I want to make sure it's on Sunday so I can be forgiven immediately. So was Sunday yesterday or today? Because I feel like I'm being blessed with telling the truth. I'm being blessed, y'all. I felt the goddamn shimmer. I felt some shit come through my body. I say, oh shit, God must have blessed me for telling the truth. Let's get back to this video.
I mean, they fucking the box, they fucking the fight game up, man. You know what I mean? They want them dudes, they might as well just get out the way. You know what I mean? And let these young lions just go ahead and do it because they willing to fight each other. You know what I mean? They willing to do what they need to do. You know what I mean? And how you expect this to him, Terence Crawford, how you expect these guys these young guys that you got over in your stable, Shakur, you got Keyshawn, you got all these dudes over here. How they gonna respect you, dog? You don't respect that, and they ain't gonna respect it. How can you? You know what I mean? You probably think you. You know what I mean? You ain't giving them nothing to look up to. You know what I mean? Because that's a sucker route. You turn these guys and they start being like you. You got Shakur over there that's asking for anybody, that's fighting anybody, that want anybody. You know what I mean? So now, you know what I mean, how could he go under you, or how could he look up to you when you sitting there ducking and dodging? I mean, how can he respect you for that?
So Crawford has a stable of young fighters that will have a problem respecting Crawford based off Avanesian, Anesthesian, all the names they was coming up with. And I heard Bozy say, he Crawford did what he's supposed to, and then he was like, oh, no, nobody knew him. But he was in the ranking system. He was in the rankings, bro. He was 6th in the rankings, wasn't he? He was in the rankings, man. And you're talking about the young fighters in the stable respecting him. Let me ask you a question, brother, respectfully, without any impulsive or frantic replies. Can I ask you this? When Jaron received the title the way he did, is the young bulls over there respecting him for taking the title and then turn around and saying what? What was he saying? Come get your belt back. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's the young bulls over there in that gym respecting Boots based off what he said. Come get your belt back if you want, if you think you're the best in the world. Let me remind people of something. Let me remind you of something. Crawford understands he's the best in the world. He said it. He knows he's the best in the world. K-N-O's. He knows. Okay? He knows he's the best in the world. When you put out there think, that's where you're drawing a conclusion that's incorrect. You know what I'm saying? That's incorrect. He knows he's the best in the world. That's the difference. You're not sure if you're the best in the world. You can't lay that claim as you're the best in the world because you haven't fought the opposition to even come close. Even come close to people using you as the best in the world in their conversation, in their barbershop conversations, in their sidebar conversations. You know what I'm saying? They're not talking about you being the best in the world at this point in time. And once again, as I say, in respect, you're young. But if your mentality was different than saying, come get your belt back if you think you're the best in the world, then come on, bro. Come on, man. That shit don't make no sense, man. You're out here saying, keep stepping on these guys. They got to see me. What guys are you saying? You know what I'm saying? Look, if I was you, I'll be up here saying Crawford's name to let the world know that's who I want to fight. So if y'all can make that shit happen, help me get that fight done. Help me get that fight done. Because I'm going to be honest, I'm getting tired of people up here on the YTC trying to sit up here and create these days of our lives on the YTC / boxing talk. And y'all come up here talking about, oh, we're actually screenwriters. Yeah, we're screenwriters. And we're doing like a mini doc series on the life of Boots Ennis and calling out Terence Crawford. No one's going to look at that shit because when asked by YSM Sports Media, the first fight, you did not mention Crawford's name to number 3, and you said the other guy. So you're unwilling to say the guy's name on camera consistently. So it's hard for me to understand what Coach was going with it. Because Coach said it was a sucker move. His young bulls ain't gonna respect him in the stable. And I'm just curious, is the young bulls respecting Boots for receiving a title via standard message transfer protocol? Wi-Fi. You got to go back on your own words and have some integrity, bro. It don't make any sense to me. It's not supposed to make sense to me. Because when you say you're going to step, when you're saying you're going to step on these guys, what guys? The same quality guys you've been stepping on to get to where your record is at right now? Or you stepping on the guys who are highly ranked, top tier names in the welterweight division? Are you going to continue to so-called clout chase? Because we all know right now who has the juice. And it's not Boots. Boots, you don't have the juice. Crawford has the juice. Why would everything that he's been able to accomplish, why would he just dip back and give you a hand and say, yeah, I'm going to get something out of it? I know y'all hate to say, well, it's nothing in the fight with me and Boots. It's nothing there. He brings nothing to the table. I know it hurts when Bomac said that. He brings nothing to the table. He brings nothing to the table. Well, don't you think you're checking the box on what they said? You're making it easier for people to concur what they said when you sit out here and say things like, I dare Terence Crawford, come get your belt back. I double, triple, quadruple dare Terence Crawford, come get your belt back, homie. I stole your belt. I dare you to come get it back. He doesn't have to come get it back because, once again, word cuffing. They said they got what they wanted out of July 29th. You know what that was there, Boots? 2-time undisputed. People, clap it up. Clap it up. 2-time undisputed. And you know what else that happened on that night? A lot of people got paid and a lot of people got slayed. You understand? A lot of people got paid. A lot of people got slayed. Madness, y'all. Let me get back to this. I don't want Coach. I know Coach got stuff to do, man.
Yeah, I mean, you can't respect no joker like that, man.
Do you think Jaron Ennis and Earl Spence would have gotten flack if they chose David Avenesian as an opponent?
Yeah, hell yeah. You know what I mean? If Earl Spence would have fought that ball, they would have dropped him, they would have talked crazy about him, they would have went off on it. You know what I mean? They would have went off on it. You know what I mean? And it don't make no sense. You know what I mean? This ball done been in a car accident, he done did all this shit, he come right back, he fought Danny. You know what I mean? He coming right back after this motherfucker still ain't been in nothing and still ain't fighting nobody.
He said this MFer ain't fought nobody. His last fight was Sean Porter, Coach. God damn, Coach, bro. Why are y'all so blinded with hatred over there? Like, God damn, shawty. Man, he ain't fought nobody. He coming off a stoppage in November, bro. He wanted to get a fight in so he won't be inactive as a fighter. So he gets Avenesian. Y'all don't know the business aspect of all this shit, bro. Come on, man. He went in there and fought Sean Porter and put him on his goddamn chest plate. Another knockout. And then he goes in there and fight Avenesian. So with you criticizing Avenesian, are you going to criticize Yordenis Ugas? How many losses did Ugas have going into that fight with Errol Spence Jr., their coach? I just want to know. That's all I just want to know, Coach. I'm getting old out this motherfucker. I'm trying to remember shit as I can. But how many losses? And how did Yordenis Ugas receive his title? And how many losses did he have going into that fight with Errol Spence Jr.? How many losses did David Avenesian have when he was in the ranking system? How many is the question.
He fighting fucking what's the joker name? Porter. You know what I mean? He ain't no fucker. You know what I mean? He ain't no fucker. He a dog, but he right in front of you. You know, and then that shit was a fake fight anyway.
I'm glad you said that, Coach. And see, people, y'all wonder why I be up here fishing, right? And once again, I ain't trying to piss off YSM and goddamn flag me for his shit, but that's some good ass audio. It fits everything that I'm talking about because I was gonna return back to this gym now because I did a video on it when it actually happened, but it makes sense to my topic. That's the only reason I'm using it. But check this out. Did you hear what Coach just said? Let me let you listen to what Coach just said, bro.
Fucking what's the joker name? Porter. I mean, he ain't no fucker. I mean, he ain't no fucker. He a dog, but he right in front of you. Yeah, and then that shit was a fake fight anyway.
So he said it was a fake fight. He's right in front of you, right? So what did y'all see when Ennis signed on to fight Ramon Villa after coming off Rashidi Ellis? He was right there in front of you. Y'all know what the game is. Y'all are not new to the game. Y'all are not tyros to this boxing game. You all stepped right in and fought Ramon Villa because he was a stand in front of you fighter. The same criticism you given for Sean Porter, who does not fight, by the way, like that all the time. Look at his fight with Julio Diaz. You know, look at his fight with freaking Danny Garcia for the vacant WBC title coach. He did not fight in front of you all the time like that. That fight that he had with Adrian Granados, the fight he had with freaking Errol Spence Jr., are two of the same. But you take the Danny Garcia, you take the Diaz fight, he didn't fight the same way. Okay? So that's not entirely true just because it's Crawford. Why? Because he didn't even fight Crawford like that. He actually boxed a lot better than people thought. He wasn't in your chest, forehead to forehead. He wasn't giving present pressure like that to Crawford. So, coach, come on, bro. Come on, man. You got to give credit to the decisions that he made, man. Crawford was a legitimate valued opponent, bro. Come on, man. Come on, bro. What are we talking about? Man, they say anything to denounce Crawford's freaking talent, bro. That's crazy.
That shit, they ain't supposed to stop that shit. I'm telling you, man, that shit bullshit. All that shit he doing, you know what I mean, is made up. You know what I mean? All that shit is made up. I told people I never liked Terence Crawford. I never liked him. I'm telling you, I never liked him as a fighter.
And there you go. And this is where people have to understand. I don't dislike Coach for not liking Terence Crawford. I'm speaking and more so giving an overlay based off his words. He has the absolute right not to like fighters. It's certain fighters I don't like. You know what I'm saying? He may have it from a different angle because he's in the gym. But when somebody say they never liked somebody, they never liked them as a fighter. Never liked him as a fighter. But yet people are saying Bruce Ennis is the Philly Terence Crawford. How does that work, coach? People are giving Boots credit for basically fighting like Terence Crawford. And you have a fighter in your stable who people are comparing to Terence Crawford, but you're saying you never liked Terence Crawford as a fighter? When people are crediting Boots for having a switch hitting stance and being able to fight like Terence Crawford? Make it make sense to me, coach. If I'm a non-trainer and I'm a forward observer, how does that make sense to me, coach? That you never liked Crawford as a fighter, but your fighter in your stable, the young bull, Boots Ennis, fight just like Terence Crawford, per the words of people over there.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and I mean, I wanted him to fight my man Ray Robinson over here with me. Yeah, I mean, Ray was the last one, beat him in the amateurs.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I mean, Ray beat him in the amateurs.
Okay, they wanted Ray Robinson to fight him. What would Terence Crawford get from Ray Robinson fight? I mean, what would Crawford get from fighting Ray Robinson? I mean, once again, you said earlier, you're criticizing Crawford for fighting Avanesian, who was ranked 6, but you would want him to fight Ray Robinson, and Ray Robinson is ranked where? He's ranked where in at that point in time? He's ranked where, coach? I'm just saying, where is he ranked? Would he get credit for fighting Ray Robinson as you didn't give him credit for fighting David Avanesian? No.
Yeah, I mean, was the last person I beat him. Yeah, I mean, Ray called him out. He kept talking all that shit. Then they turned around and put Mean Machine in front of Ray when Terence Crawford was supposed to 40. Ray whooped his ass because they thought Ray wasn't gonna beat him. I mean, Ray ended up whooping his ass. You know what I mean? They called it a draw, which is bullshit. And Mean Machine ain't supposed to got that fight with Terence Crawford, but then he ended up still getting the fight with Terence Crawford.
Yeah, that was a
because
WBO final eliminator. You're right.
And Terence Crawford still wouldn't fight right. You know what I mean? So
But it was a draw, coach.
you know, like I said, everything he's doing, man, that's why he's holding out. What, he 34 years old now?
35.
Yeah, 35 years old. And you know what I mean, basically, they got to give him what he can get right now. Basically, he's just cashing in, man. But you're cashing in the wrong way, champ. You know what I mean? Because you got these young boys, like I said, you got these young boys over there. And you're going to have, I hope you don't get these young boys to start doing like you, man, to start, you know what I mean, curring like you, man. That's what we call them in Philly. We call them curs. You know what I mean? You a cur, champ. You know what I mean? You sitting there, you folding, man. You know what I mean? A lot of dudes that respect you, take that respect out of there, man. You can't be pound for pound when you ain't fighting nobody.
And see, that's what it is, man. Coach said you can't be pound for pound when you ain't fighting nobody. So respectfully, Coach, I ask, what is the plan? What is the directives that y'all have in place in order to get Jaron Ennis on the pound for pound list? If he's not calling out Crawford's name, who's on the back end of his career, what is your directives? What is your manifesto to get Jaron Ennis in pound for pound talks? Who are y'all planning on fighting? You're going to fight Barrios like you mentioned? That was the first name you mentioned. Barrios going to get you on the pound for pound list? Newsflash, negative. Stantionis, he going to get you on the pound for pound list? No. Blair Fair Cobbs? No. They're not going to get you on the pound for pound list. None of them fighters are going to get you on the pound for pound list. You know what I'm saying? I see what's going on though. All right. I can totally understand what's going on. It's a waiting game right now to see if Terence Crawford is going to vacate these titles so they can start really fighting fighters who they think they can beat. Is Gassioff going to get you on the pound for pound list? Is Keith Thurman going to get you on the pound for pound list? You know what I'm saying? You have to call out these guys' names more so. If y'all had a problem with Ray Robinson going to a draw with Kavalauskas, why don't you have your young bull Boots Ennis get a fight with Igis Kavalauskas to basically fight for the honor of Ray Robinson, who you feel was screwed out of that motherfucking chance to step in there with Crawford? And come on now. Come on, bro. To this day. You know what I'm saying? Y'all up there advocating for Ray Robinson, who's not even in the top 15 right now. But yet, the fighter that he went to a draw with is in the top 10, Kavalauskas. So it's all about durability and sustainment, right? So, you know, who are we going to fight? He fought Roman Villa. We're talking about names to get him in the freaking pound for pound list. You know what I'm saying? Is it Josh Taylor? Josh Taylor came up, formerly undisputed. Why not Josh Taylor? You know what I'm saying? He's now in the 147 pound rankings. You know what I'm saying? What about Rashidi Ellis? I mean, they had a press conference where they was talking shit. You know what I'm saying? He went in there and stopped the fighter that Rashidi Ellis couldn't stop. What about Cody Crowley? You know what I'm saying? Alexis Rosa just was knocked out. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't say, well, I don't know now. I wouldn't say or encourage you all to go fight him, because then if it would seem like you all are opportunists to go in there and fight somebody who just been stopped. But truth be told, when Terence Crawford, Errol Spence leave the freaking welterweight division, is gonna have Stantionis and all these other fighters up there. And you mentioned Stantionis' name. We want to know who and what will be the names that you fight to get you more respectable recognition, and also to build up your manifesto to get on the pound for pound list.
You know what I mean? How can you go up there with Canelo and all them jokers and you be able, and you ain't fighting nobody? If you look at your resume, you got a bullshit resume.
And this is another jewel, because I listened to this video before I selected it. You said, how can you get Canelo and you don't have nobody on your resume? So, Coach, how does Jaron Ennis get Crawford and you don't have nobody on his resume? Just because you collected the belt via administrative paperwork, how do you get Crawford, Coach? How do you get Crawford and you don't have nobody on your resume that's worthy of him facing Crawford? It definitely ain't Ramon Villa. So who on Boots' resume sets him up to get Crawford. Somebody explain that to me in the chat. Please, somebody explain that shit to me. It's no way, no how somebody's going to prove that to me. How does that work? Y'all saying Canelo, when Errol Spence was calling out Canelo, it was okay. It was all well and good, you know. Errol Spence calls out, I didn't hear nothing coming out of there. I didn't hear you, coach. I didn't hear nobody talking about why is he calling out. He got Crawford. He's trying to unify for Undisputed. He's calling out Canelo, but he got Crawford right there. I didn't hear the criticism, right? All right, cool.
Anybody that like Terence Crawford and talk that shit, he got a bullshit resume, man. You know what I mean? I think Boots' resume better than his. You know?
Bro, stop it. Come on, coach. Man, I got to goddamn channel my Boots here, man. Come on. Coach, it's respect, bro. Come on, man. Did you? Oh, my God, dog. Oh, man. God damn, something just came over. Coach, did you not say the most blasphemy, preposterous, absurdity? Did you just say that Boots' resume was? Oh, my Coach, you trolling now. See, Coach, I got it with Coach. Coach trolling with a straight face. He do the same shit I do. Coach is trolling with a straight face, man. I swear to God. You know what I'm saying? That's Cool Hand Luke, man. For real. That L stand for Cool Hand Luke. Coach said that Boots had a better resume. Come on, Coach. Come on, man. Oh, my God, man. Look, this is not the first time I heard it, bro. But I'm just saying, a lot of things, a lot of points that he was trying to make in this video is basically coming back full circle after July 29th. And Terence deserves an apology, strictly from Coach. Because Coach went in. You know what I'm saying? Coach was pretty much not giving him a chance in hell. But that's, you know, I'm gonna get up out of there. I'm gonna let y'all listen to one more. This is a different one. And then I'm gonna get to the chat, right? Check this out. Check this out, y'all. This is another one from YSM. Coach Bauman. Okay.
Fighting in boxing currently. Terence Crawford, Errol Spence. Who you got?
It's a good fight. I think I'm going with Earl. I think Earl's too big, too strong. I think the jab is gonna be too much for Bud. I think the jab also offset him, his counter, get him off rhythm, touch that body. I think he'll walk him down. I think he'll stop him about the 8th or 9th round.
Man, you got to stop it,
I
bud.
think he'll stop him. I do.
See, that just goes to show you, even on a Sunday, you can be forgiven for your sins, Coach. And this is your time. Father God, we come to you and ask in your holy name that you forgive Coach Bauman. Because in his profession, I can't say he didn't know what he was talking about, but in that moment, Father God, he committed a sin, god-awful sin. He believed that Errol Spence was going to stop Terence Crawford. And that in itself, Father God, I ask for you to lay your hand upon this coach, that he would never get on camera again and make such a sin. Father God, we pray unto you in your holy name, Father God. Please bless these trainers, these coaches, these naysayers that continue to look at Bud as if he hadn't did enough to earn the respect on his name and what transpired July 29th, Father God. We don't hold Coach Bauman accountable for life. There's no grudges here. But WCS just asks for your forgiveness, Father God. Just ask you just bless these coaches moving forward and just expunge these comments from their history. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
You know what? I think Bud is a good fighter. I think Bud gonna try to, analyze and break it down and, process information. I don't think Earl give him time to do that, though. I just think if he comes out there slow, Earl put the pressure on, get behind the jab, it'll be too much for him.
See, one thing I respect about Coach, he said he think and if. You remember when Errol Spence was joking, talking about Bud's gonna download data and everything. He gonna download the virus. See, Coach said, if and think. That leaves a little bit of window open for speculation, doubt. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't say definitively it was going to happen. He was just thinking, and he said, if it has happened. You know what I'm saying? So, you have to look at those little areas, those little fractures in there. They don't absolutely zip it up and say, yes, this is what's going to happen. Like I did. I told you all that Spence had 0%. I didn't leave no compunction out there. I told my listeners that Spence had 0% chance of beating Crawford. 0%. I didn't give Errol Spence a 1 iota of beating Crawford.
All right, so Earl said if he tries to download, he gonna download a virus, right? So you see it as a situation if he's like Bud normally starts getting in gear third, fourth round. If he does that, he'll already be down on the cards.
Yeah, he can't do that. I think Earl come out from the opening bill with and work behind that jab. He go offset his rhythm. He can't do that. I think he got to come out, and I think Bud's gonna fight. Now he's gonna fight, but he stand toe to toe and try to fight back with Earl. I think it's too much fireworks for Bud to even have a stand a chance, in my opinion.
Coach said it was too much fireworks for Bud to stand there when Bud was the one who was unleashing the fireworks. We all seen how the pyrotechnics was looking inside that square. It was people tuned in to a boxing match. We thought it was the 4th of July. But we totally understood 4th of July was early in that month. But being it was still in the same month, we said maybe they had some excess that they didn't use. And Crawford team requested that those excess fireworks and pyrotechnics be sent in a shipment over to T-Mobile Arena on July 29th. And what you witnessed on July 29th was the remaining fireworks that was left over from July 4th and 5th, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And that Terence Crawford chose to freaking put in his freaking gloves. And every time he was hitting Spence, that's the spark that you seen come out. You know what I'm saying? That counter uppercut. Yeah, that shit was an M80. That was some M80 shit right there. So I know nobody never mentioned this before, but I just want to break the news. Yes, they was talking about loaded gloves. Yeah, Terence Crawford gloves was with fireworks. You know what I'm saying? His gloves was with fireworks. If you want to talk about loaded gloves, yeah, it was with fireworks. The shit they didn't use the 3rd, 4th, and the 5th, you seen it play out on July 29th. And and what it was, subliminally is a pre-celebration. But fans didn't get that shit. Y'all hold on for a second. All right, we back. Shout out to everyone in the chat. I'm about to get to the chat. Appreciate everyone who dropped their comments. I'm about to get to the chat.
All right. Is it going to be competitive before the stoppage?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's a fighter. He's gonna fight back. I think he'll fight back. You won't see him in his face. I think he'll try to, not show it and fight back or whatever. I just think the body shots and that pressure over and over again will wear him down. Too much pressure, too strong.
Boy, were they wrong. That just goes to show you You can be training fighters in the game and still be absolute and totally wronged. They look, coach was talking about Terence Crawford like he was the B-side in this whole situation. They was talking about Terence Crawford like he was really the less competitive opponent. They really didn't see him being stronger than Errol Spence. They just looked at him as being the inferior opponent on this night. It's amazing how Bud single-handedly fooled the boxing masses in the universe, bro. I'm telling his Marvel comic power, the pheromones that he was giving off had people thinking deceptively that he wasn't who he say he was. You know what I'm saying? They believe him to be something else. That's incredible, bro. That's an incredible power to have, man, because, listen to Coach Bauman say this. He truly believed that I didn't see any of this shit. I said 0% based off everything I've seen with Crawford and everything I've seen with Spence. Forget what everybody else was saying. They were just going off fanboyism. They were saying that, WCS is this and that and the other. You know what I'm saying? A bud, whatever the name they use. But I'm looking at it like based off skill, athleticism. I guess I've been around other combat sports long enough in other countries, and I'm looking at one art that I respect a lot is I've been in there, even in the grappling aspect, with guys who wrestle, and they're very, very strong with closing distance and getting the takedown. Whatever happens off that, with getting a wrestler on his back, okay, that's what it is. But I'm telling you, when you're talking about manipulation and using somebody else's momentum against them, using their body weight against them, wrestlers are extremely dominant in those areas in certain circumstances. And also, me having the opportunity to see Crawford do other type sports in person, like, just the athleticism it takes to play football like that. And then basketball like that. I'm saying to myself, it's a lot of that shit that Spence can't do. But the overall, point was his boxing skills. I always looked at the way Terence make adjustments. He don't procrastinate adjustments. He make the adjustments and he make them with lethal consequences. That's what he does. He make adjustments with lethal consequences. And also he has this dark tab, what I'm saying? It's on the keyboard. When you press that tab, he throws everything out the window offensively and it turns into a fight. And when he turns it into a fight, he has a high success rate when he just say, okay, prove to me that you better than me. Prove to me you can whoop my ass. Because right now, I ain't going off no technical shit. I ain't going off no combinations we work with in the gym. I ain't going off none of that. Now you fighting me. And he has a very high success rate with fighting motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Errol Spence, that pressure, the jab, doing the same thing over and over again. I've never seen him being more athletic than Terence Crawford. Not even motherfucking CLOs. Close. Not even close, y'all.
Too strong for jab. I just think he ain't gonna be able to counter Earl. I'll be a long night for Bud.
I think he ain't gonna be able to counter Earl. Come on, man. But I got some of the best timing in boxing.
I understand that. I think, but the jab offset the countering though. I think Danny Garcia's a counter puncher.
Yeah,
he couldn't counter Earl because of the jab. You watch all Ugas fights. Ugas is a counter puncher, but the jab got him off the rhythm. So I think if he get behind that jab and that pressure, he won't be able to counter him, in my opinion. It's gonna be a good fight though. I could be wrong.
Oh, you was absolutely wrong, Coach. I hope no fighters left your gym after that, because Coach L was cool hand Luke. Coach L was over there saying that the younger fighters in Crawford's camp was going to leave him because he was on some sucker shit. So I'm just saying, Coach, I hope what Coach L said, it didn't bleed over to you, Coach, because you was absolutely in all of it. You said you didn't think Terence Crawford would be able to counter, when in fact it was the other way around. Errol Spence really couldn't counter what Terence Crawford was doing. It was a one-sided PBR, professional bull riding. You know what I'm saying? It was a one-sided show, goddammit. It was a one-sided show, and Coach was absolutely wrong.
Oh, but I'm related to
It is the best. It is top 5 jabs in boxing. Real good,
Easy.
stiff, hard jab.
You know what I mean?
So I asked YSM, is it the top 5 now? Coach, goddamn Crawford, he has to have one of the best jabs in boxing. Period. Because all the ancient history, tradition of Errol Spence, people up here, the fossil finders up here find, oh, look what we just found today. We found one of the jabs of Errol Spence. This was only talked about, y'all. In private conversations, we have uncovered one of the jabs of Errol Spence. Oh my God. This is going straight in the boxing museum, y'all. This is unheralded.
So in my opinion, I think I'm wrong with Earl.
All right. So, do you think there will be a rematch, or you think the rematch would even be worse?
I think it'd be a rematch at 154, and I think it'd be worse at 154. When Earl is hydrated and he got to shrink down at 140, he's a big dude. I think if you rematch him at 154, I think it'd be even easier for Earl.
We don't know if that's the case there, Coach. I'm going to leave you with that note. Real talk, because that you was on point with that. If 154 it is. But you say it'd be more easier for Errol. I don't think so, buddy. I think it's going to be much easier for Terence. Being that we found out that most of Errol Spence's fans are pretty much antagonists. All they're doing is basically preparing the setting once again. They're setting the stage for Errol Spence to get slaughtered even worse than he did at 47. Because Bud also said he's struggling to make 147. I guess people didn't know that. So, for people to want him to come back down to 147 after he struggled, well, keep the same energy over there in that gym, because y'all heard Bud say he's struggling to make 147, right? So we don't want the same situation to be where Errol Spence struggling to make weight because he's been in the welterweight division for this long time, and y'all want to say, oh, he was weight drained, he was dehydrated, they should have gave him an IV, all this, bro. What about Bud? Bud said he's struggling to make weight. Oh, that don't matter though. That don't matter because he's the undisputed champion. But Errol Spence was unified champion though, and now Bud Crawford is a unified champion. Really, he's undisputed, but he's a unified champion too. So therefore, it was bad for Errol Spence to fight Bud because he had been in the welterweight division for so long and he was dehydrated and weight drain and all that. But yet Bud has been on record as saying it's hard for him to make weight at 147 too. So is he going to get the same remorse? He's going to get the same empathy? Or y'all just going to say, oh man, fuck him, man. He ain't fighting nobody anyway. He ain't fighting nobody. What about Spence? Oh man, he was weight drained. Okay. I get it. Let me get to this chat, man. Let me get to the chat. Chat. Hey man, shout out to everybody that's in the chat, man. And shout out to y'all. One love to everybody. I cannot go to all these names, like 100+ comments, and I'm gonna try to get to the comments, and we're gonna take it from there, big dog. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Juice Lee in the building. I see you, bro. Carlos say now the bootlickers are gonna run with this. Say Bud ducking and scared of boots. Yet I've seen nor heard that any contracts sent by Team Ennis and since had Bud name in his mouth. Bud get active. Yeah, man. Bud definitely get active. We haven't heard of no term sheets there, Carlos. We haven't heard of no freaking proposals. But like I said before, how does Ennis build up the barometer of respect off the strength of receiving a title via email that say, come and get your belt back? I mean, that's like nanny boo boo. I mean, come on, bro. That's not cool, man. I can't respect that. Like, what are you doing, man? You are the young lion. You think a lion just lay over in the shade all day and just waiting for a freaking wild, juicy hog to run through that motherfucker and right into his jaws? You think he just sit there like a goddamn snapping turtle and wiggling that little tongue that look like a fish and wait for a fish? Oh shit, that's a worm. Okay, let me go there. And he don't feel anything. His body go numb. He done. That doesn't happen in the Serengeti. A lion doesn't wait there with his jaws open with his teeth, and then the hog say, "Oh, that's a good place. I want to sleep," and they run right into the lion's jaws. No, that's not the way. They go hunt. The lioness do most of the hunting, but the lions go out there too sometime. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget to hit the like button. Appreciate you, Toby. On your way in, please, people support. No doubt, man. Don't forget to hit the like button. We got 40 likes. Get the like button if you haven't hit the like button. Jessica on deck, I see you. One love, Queen. How you feeling? She said, make ish make sense because I can't. I don't know, man. You know, a lot of people was absolutely wrong prior to that fight, July 29th. They was absolutely wrong. You know what I'm saying? And it was a lot of people that was up here juggling, you know what I'm saying, their opinions over and over again that Crawford wasn't going to stand a chance with Spence. Wasn't going to stand a chance. Spence too big, too powerful, too active, jab too much. You know what I'm saying? He was going to just overpower Bud Crawford. And in reality, it was quite the opposite. Shout out to Martin King Boxing in the building. What's good with it, Ron? Hopefully we keep getting boxers showing up and showing out. Well, how you going to show up and show out, Ron? If Boots is talking about, I'm going to wait and say, come get it. Come get it. I dare Terence Crawford. Do you think Terence in his lifetime, a person to say he's always been trying to prove people right? They always been underestimated. Do you think that this is the first time somebody dared him to do something? Did somebody dare him to drive himself to the hospital when he was shot? No, that took his inner strength. That took a motherfucking dog in him. That took that you know, that survival instinct to get what you need to get to help yourself. Him daring somebody after what he's been able to do to his opposition it ain't it, bro. That shit don't pep me up. If it was the other way around, I would give Ennis all the credit in the world. But like I said, boots are made for stepping. Boots ain't just made for standing around, man. They wear boots for a reason. Not just to stand in one place, man. Boots are basically built, you know what I'm saying, for rugged terrain. That's what boots are made for, man. Not just to stand around, bro. Boots thinks he's a star now. You're no star, sir. Shout out to ASAP on deck. He said Boots is no star. Hey, you know, a lot of people saying that Boots is feeling himself. You know, and when he says stuff like, come get your belt back if you think you're the best in the world. I'm not buying it, bro. I'm not buying it. Like, you're in a position where you need to prove to the world that you're not this person who just want everything to be given to you at 31 professional fights. No, that's not cool, man. You can't tell somebody with the resume and accolades and coming off the fight of the year in July 29th, you can't tell him you think you're the best. No, what about what they were saying was somebody that already had an undisputed to their belt. They already had that t-shirt. And all the criticism that was going on with him potentially facing a fighter that was in his weight class for undisputed, and how they were saying, oh man, you know, his resume ain't shit. Even Coach L said, Boots' resume is better than Crawford. Even Coach, man, sit up there and said Boots' resume is better than Crawford. Oh my God. The devil is an MF lie. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God. Puss in Boots had to drag lipping Yets at the 140 pounds. No, Ron, you're incorrect, sir. He didn't drag Lipping Yets up to 140. Lipping Yets was already, you know, had some fights up there at 147. And, you know, I would say this with partial agreement with what you said, Ron, was that he is a previous 140 pounder. So do we look at him not being a true 147 pound welterweight? Yeah, we could say that. But did he have several fights prior to stepping in there with Boots? Yeah, he did. He did. So am I going to deny the Sergey Lipinets fight because he's a former 140 pounder? No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? I can't do it because Lipinets was a former world champion, and also there's been several former world champions that move up to higher weight divisions. And hey, Ron, you gotta look at it like this too. That Ron, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure you was on all the panels. Did they use that same energy for Mikey Garcia, Ron? Did they? Because when Mikey Garcia moved up from 35 to 40 to 47, his last fight wasn't at 40 prior to moving up to 47. It was at 35. So he moved up 40 to 47, and nobody was using that. He pulled, Errol Spence pulled Mikey Garcia up there. So that's where I'm at with that. What's going on? I need to see those skills and talents against top competition before I can call him a special like the rest. My eye tests have not seen it yet. I agree. Our eye test is still puzzled. I'm puzzled, y'all. I'm puzzled because I'm looking at how someone is going to say, come get your belt back if you think you're the best in the world, when you are supposed to be proving that now that you're a champion, that you're the best in the world. You're proving that you're the best in the world. Now you say you're going to start stepping on somebody. So, you're only going to step on somebody as if it's hopscotch. If you're playing double dutch, because boxers know how to jump rope. So are you going to step on if they accidentally get too close to you while you're jump roping? Are you roping? You know what I'm saying? I don't know, because in order for you to start stepping on somebody, you have to move forward. You have to progress. That doesn't seem like a stationary, call out to me. That shit sound crazy. How are you going to step on somebody? But yet you calling out a pound for pound fighter, Boots. You're calling out a pound for pound fighter, and you said, I dare you. A pound for pound fighter has been one of the longest names on the pound for pound list, Boots. You're telling him, I dare you. I dare Terence Crawford, come get your belt back. That ain't it. That ain't it. I agree with Jessica. That ain't it, bro. That is not what we want to hear from you. That don't add up, brother. Seriously. You need to reinforce. You need to take that. You need to recant that and come back with some reinforcement. That ain't it, bro. Who looking for Boots? Is better legendary status available in money in the hurt business? Why have they gotta meet Boots? All the people gotta do is check their inbox. You got mail and just check. They've been emailed a belt just like Boots. I just don't get it. I ain't feeling this I dare you scenario. I'm not feeling this come get your belt back if you think you're the best. I'm not feeling that shit, bro. Come on, man. How you gonna step on dudes and you're talking about come this way, come to me? No, you're feeling like you're entitled. You're feeling like you're the king and you haven't gained the crown. Boots, let me remind you of something. All right, let me remind you of something really, really quick, okay? That you might have forgot. That's what you forgot right there. Let me put that up there for you. All right. Heavy is the head who wears the crown, Boots. You're not wearing the crown, man. I'm just being honest with you, Boots. You're not wearing the crown right now. Not to say you cannot wear the crown in the future. But as we know right now, you have not crossed over into the battle lines to face opposition that will warrant people to consider that you're the king. You haven't did that yet. Shout out to True Media Boxing Radio, Coach on deck. What's good with it? Salute to the whole chat. I'm driving, can't shout y'all out. Appreciate you. Sammy say, shout out to Sammy, man. One love, brother. More excuses for Spence defeat. Showbiz talking about broken ribs. Give me a break with these excuses. All they saying, Diddy allowed the fighter to go in there injured. It wasn't no broken ribs. First of all, it wasn't no broken ribs. Because how are you going to drop weight with broken ribs? You know what I'm saying? Whoever was implying that there was broken ribs just because Okay, yeah, it sounds good, but it was absolutely lies. It wasn't no broken ribs. Okay. Do you know what damage can happen with body punches like Terence Crawford to go in there and punch Errol Spence in broken ribs and it punctures something get punctured and the fighter end up dying? You know the lawsuit that's going to come from Team Spence? That's cap. He didn't have no broken ribs. That's cap. You know what I'm saying? King said, fucking WCS, Boots needs to get active and make some statements if he's a king now. Kings don't chase. Tell Espinosa to get you smoke competitors. Get you some competitors ASAP and stop taking pictures with that weasel. Well, one thing we need to pull from this is when you said kings don't chase. Well, Boots is not a king, and he should be chasing because what his intention should be is to prove. Right now, he's in the proving grounds. He needs to prove to the fans that he can face legitimate competition and continue to excel. Because let's not forget, Coach Acosta said Boots he wasn't even at 40%. Same shit Diddy James said. He wasn't at 40%. Boots coach said, Rob Acosta said, Boots wasn't at 40%. So you take the 60+% that we haven't seen before, and we need for you to fight good competition to prove that you up there with everybody else that you're claiming you with. And to basically get somebody that's 2-time undisputed, you know what I'm saying, fought multiple world champions, 3 weight divisions, you know what I'm saying, Hall of Famer. You want him to go off a dare? Oh my God, I can't go down that road no more and say make it make sense to me. I can't tell somebody else to make it make sense to me when I cannot make it make sense to myself. I have to be able to self-reflect and do all the brainstorming I possibly can to tell somebody that they make it make sense when I'm unable at this point in time to make it make sense to myself. That you would believe that the comfort zone for you is to say, I dare you. This man has taken dares his whole motherfucking life. This man has taken dares in boxing when people was counting him short. They still talking about Gamboa that happened goddamn 80 years ago. They finally found the gloves that Crawford fought Gamboa. They discovered that shit. They putting them up in the museum. They say that they never seen a pair of gloves that old preserved the way they did. You know what I'm saying? And they scraped off some DNA. It still had Gamboa's DNA on it. You know what I'm saying? They still gonna put them up in the museum. They say they're priceless. I never knew that. I just wonder why people kept on talking about Crawford being hurt by Gamboa. Now I get it. The gloves was lost. You know what I'm saying? The gloves was absolutely lost, y'all. What's going on, King? He said Boots is ready to risk it all. Now, Biz, I'm looking at it like, how's he risking anything when he's basically putting out dares and shit? You know what I'm saying? He's putting out there, I dare you. Man, we're not working off the dare. What I'm looking for. We're not working off the dare rules of engagement. This is challenge or be challenged. This is the challenge era. You know what I'm saying? This is what he needs to do. He needs to challenge those who are supposed to be next in line in his weight class. He need to challenge the top competition, bro. People actually saying Bud need to prove he is the best by beating Boots. Man, you should have added some more emojis onto that, Jessica. That is hilarious. You know what I'm saying? They look, no matter what Bud does, you still have individuals that choose to be in the parking lot circus. You know what I'm saying? They still they want to be in the local circus, and they wonder why people get hurt. Rides be falling apart. People come crashing down in the parking lot. Don't have health insurance. This is the perfect example on how the YTC continue to say, okay, Bud need to prove he the best when he been on the pound for pound list, but they're saying Boots don't have to prove shit as to when it comes to fighting Bud. That makes no sense at all. So Bud have to continue to prove to people based off their biasness, but Boots don't have to do shit. Boots don't have to do shit. Coach said he believed Boots' resume is better than Crawford. Come on, man. We can't make this shit up, dog. Boots would have probably applied for a WBC franchise title. Ooh, how dare you? Since we're using the word dare, how dare you, Toby? How dare you drop that hot MF in grease? God damn. He said Boots would have probably applied for a WBC franchise title if he could have. God damn. I need to take a moment because that's some hot MF and grease right there. That is some hot MF and grease, Toby. Shout out to Jamal Neezy with the dang Cash App donation. I appreciate you, Neezy. Always an avid supporter of the channel. Shout out to Big Neezy in the building. Appreciate you, man. One love to you, brother. Shout out to Tony Boswell. Shout out to Neezy for the Cash App donation. Shout out to Tony Boswell for the Cash App donation. Much appreciated. One love to y'all, brothers. I appreciate you, man. Tony has always been there for a long time, man. Tony is like the Lone Ranger in this motherfucker, man. Shout out to Tony Boswell with the Cash App donation. Much appreciated to the both of y'all, man. Damn, that's some hot grease, Toby. I ain't gonna lie. That's a classic right there. Y'all need to take a look at that. Toby said Boots would have probably applied for the WC's franchise title if he could have. Now, that's some hot motherfucking grease, dog. He's saying that Boots was in a position and Crawford was this motherfucking mandatory. Boots would have got their petition for the goddamn franchise, even though the franchise has not made it up to the welterweight division yet, dog. The first person I ever heard say that shit, man. I gotta credit Toby for that shit. For real, that's some hot MF and grease, bro. You know what I'm saying? Boots think it's a high reward. It's the shortcut to be the face of boxing. Y'all on fire, dog. Y'all on fire. Hey, Biz. Hey, salute to you. Y'all on fire. He said Boots think it's a high reward. It's like shortcut to be the face of boxing. And I agree with that, bro. I agree with him taking shortcuts by not challenging the top name. You had the total, look, you had the grand opportunity to make YSM video go absolute viral. If you just would have got them stunned, you just would have said, hey, point blank period, I want Crawford. That's the fight I want. I ain't worrying about nobody else. I know they're gonna bring me somebody else. But you sat up there and said they talking about Barrios first. You should have said Crawford. That's who I want first. Everybody know I'm calling them out. That's who I want. But no, you saying, well, they talking about Barrios. What? And look, and just to go back, what Martin King was talking about. What did Martin King say? He drug up Sergey Lipinets, right? So what about Barrios? Barrios is just at 140 a couple of fights ago. I don't even think Barrios has more fights than Sergey Lipinets did prior to him stepping in there with Boots. Real talk. Barrios was defeated by Tank, moved up and was defeated by Keith Thurman. You know what I'm saying? And then he went in there and beat Giovanni Santiago. And then he had a fight with Udenis Ugas. You know what I'm saying? So they might have had the same amount of fights. I'm not sure, but still, that's a 140-pound champion, just like Sergey Lipinets. So it is some clarity in what freaking Martin King was talking about. But I was saying for Sergey Lipinets, he is already there for several fights. But once again, it kind of, a slight comparison to what Martin King was talking about, because at the end of the day, he's saying they talking about giving me what? Mario Barrios, smaller fighter, right? One to stand there in front of you. Come on, bro. Come on, man. Your boots barking, but I bet he can't bite. Crawford will make him look average. I agree, man. I agree. People have, it's crazy how, Coach put it out there that he never liked Crawford as a boxer and everything, but yet he has a boxer that emulates Crawford's style. You know what I'm saying? They was talking about switch hit and switch. That don't matter. Diddy James was on record as saying, that shit don't matter. You know what I'm saying? He got mad. That shit don't matter. Switch hit don't matter. Well, hey, for once in a lifetime, it didn't matter. It came July 29th because Crawford set up there and fought Southpaw out the gate. And that sealed Errol Spence's fate. Real talk. Real talk, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when are people going to start really downloading the analytics of Boots' resume instead of being the ultimate YTC cheer squad, like y'all getting ready for damn the competition, the national competition? Why don't y'all just call it for what it is, man? It doesn't look, that's no knock on him as a human being. I'm just saying your freaking resume is mediocre, subpar, marginal, bro. So the criticism that was coming out of there about, saying that Boots has a better resume than Crawford is absurdity. He still hasn't fought nobody worth talking about. He couldn't even cut off the ring against Korean Chudikin. Come on, bro. Think or stink, what's good? But good comment there, Tony. It did not age well for Coach. Hey, Sammy, I was up here thinking, I say, man, I need to go out here and get a drink listening to this shit so I can make some humor out of it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I just need to get a little sip on a Sunday like it's communion service there, Sammy. You know what I'm saying? I was like, shit, I need some motherfucking communion, the real wine. You know what I'm saying? Sir, brother White, you cannot just drink out of a bottle just because it's the same drink that we're serving in communion. You know what I'm saying? But isn't the same? I'm partaking. I brought my own today. Isn't the same? God don't mind. So why are you mind? Continue to pass on the community to everybody else. I'm gonna just sip out my bottle. Okay, that's the way it is. You know what I'm saying? Once I finish that bottle, I'll be running up and down the aisle. Yes, Jesus. And Jesus said that Boots was capping and he wasn't trying to get to the front of the line by fighting that competition and shine the tip of those boots the way he's supposed to. Can I get a hey, man? Come on, now stop it. What's going on, man? What's good, WCS and hottest chat in the game? You already know, brother. Appreciate you. Carlos say, how ironic his name is Coach L. See, man, I'm telling him, that's why I call him the hottest chat in the game, man. I got some hitters in here. And Carlos, please, it's Sunday, bro. Don't get started. I know how rambunctious and lethal Carlos can get, man. Chill, bro. It's Sunday, man. We ain't trying to get punished on a Sunday, bro. Don't start digging in the bag of tricks, bro. Stay in the holiday spirit, Carlos. Don't start ramping it up, bro. You know what I'm saying? Don't start lighting their hair on fire, bro. Damn Boots and them making my city look bad. Hey, man. Maybe since you close by, man, maybe you can pull up and just ask them that question. As the young lion, shouldn't you be on the hunt? Shouldn't you be on the hunt? Ennis think that fighting Crawford is the passing torch to him. He wanted badly. Man, that's a tall order. Bud still in his prime at 36. Ugh. Shout out to goddamn Sam Burby. Man, you spin some hot grease, bro. I like that right there. For real. You know what I'm saying? He's saying He want to fight Crawford so it could be a pass another torch. But most of the time when you pass the torch to somebody that they've earned to take over the torch, you didn't fight a champion for the IBF title. So how can it be a pass another torch? But I see where you're coming from. You know, you're trying to take shortcuts now. You know, they're going to start calling you Shortcut Sammy. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna start calling you Shortcut Sammy. You don't want to take the route that everybody else taking and fight this competition that stands out and people respect you and give you the recognition. You want to be Shortcut Sammy, bro. You want to put out here, I dare Crawford. I dare you. Crawford go in there and beat that ass. Then what? It's gonna be like, well, what were y'all expecting? Boots resume, he ain't fought nobody. And you know, the game plan didn't work. You know what I'm saying? He had a lot of stuff going on. And his checking account is set up different because, you know what I'm saying, his money is in his saving. But when he was trying to cash those checks, his mouth was talking. The shit bounced because most of his money was in the saving. He had to transfer that shit to the checking, and he didn't feel he had to do that on fight night. So, you know, the checks that his mouth was writing, you know, his saving, his checking account couldn't cash them because there was no money in that. It was insufficient funds. Okay, that's pretty much what we had. It was insufficient funds. You're right, WCS. That gym in Philly has been hating on Bud for months and no good reason. Straight hating on the brother to build up boosts. You know what I'm saying? Straight hating. Like I know why they're hating the way, because they're gonna show love to Arrow because Arrow from around that way. But regardless, you are a boxing gym. Why would you hate on another boxer so heavy though? You know what I'm saying? Just to build up some connection. And then y'all be a thief in the night, send paperwork, knowing that they had a dead end return on it. And then y'all get the belt. And now you're saying, I told you, once I get a belt, it's over. I'm stepping on them. Once I get a belt, it's over. I'm stepping on them. Once I get a belt, it's over. I'm stepping on them. Once I get a belt, it's over. Bro, if it's over and you're stepping on them, lace up the boots and start stepping on niggas. Where are they? You had the grand opportunity to make that video go viral, man. Everybody would have used that shit. Everybody would have clipped that shit out. But you did not want to cross that line with Crawford. Even though Crawford, in my opinion, I'm not speaking for him, he seems to be in another place right now looking for bigger opportunities. But one thing we understand, when you're fucking with a gladiator, right? And they've been at that point where they understand the rules of engagement. They've been to the battle space already. They seeked and they've conquered. Crawford has conquered, right? He understands what the battlegrounds are like. He has conquered. So when he see the outside, he see the opposition calling him out, that's to be expected. You know what I'm saying? What does that guy Eric said? If it was easy, everybody would do it. Well, if it was so easy what Crawford was doing, why hasn't anyone else done it? You know what I'm saying? Why hasn't anybody else done it? Why? He was undisputed in his second division. When is Boots thinking about moving up? He's a big welterweight. 26 years old. You about to start putting on weight, and it's going to be tough for you to take that weight off. And we don't want to hear no excuses, just like Errol Spence, that you stayed at the welterweight division too long there, Boots. We don't want to hear that shit. You can't sit up here and criticize Crawford and then give him a chance for beating Errol Spence. He go in there and dog him out, and you up here making dares, right? You're making dares. So look, don't take too long trying to fight Crawford because he's getting older and you feel that you might have a better chance. You know what I'm saying? You had several opportunities already to face this man. You should be calling him every chance a microphone is in front of your face. You should start making a personal thing with you and Crawford, not waking up out your sleep and saying, you know, truth be told, I've been looking for you since freaking 1955. I was looking at you all through the streets. I was like, damn, I wish we had internet service or Wi-Fi. Now I shoot him a text right now. I said, we can fight right down here at the bar. I don't give a fuck. We can fight in the barn. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? But I can't seem to find him. I'm gonna catch the bus up there though. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try to find out where he at. We're gonna settle this. He been looking for Crawford since 1955, y'all. That's what damn Ennis said out his sleep. He been looking for Crawford since 1955. Before internet was even established, he was looking for Crawford. He had his eyes set on him. He saw the future. The only thing he made, he ran into a genie in the bottle and he said, I just want you to grant me this one wish. Preserve my body and preserve Crawford's body so we can fight in the future. And the genie said, your wish has been granted. Yep. That shit is real, y'all. That shit is motherfucking real. Believe it if you want. Believe it if you want. That shit is real. And that's where we at now. Jones on deck. What's good with it, bro? I see you. One love, man. Tyrese, what's good? What's good with it, bro? Salute to you. He is not hungry. He just wants to manipulate his EJ fan base. And Jessica's been fired up lately. I ain't gonna lie. Jessica was all humble and came over here being all ladylike. She has absolutely been influenced by the YTC. I'm telling the YTC, man. I'm telling you, stay over here long enough, they will change your behavior, goddammit. And I see it with Jessica. Jessica is goddamn come over here with the slingshot pulled all the way back. She come to the door. Who first? Bing. Jessica goddamn got glass in that motherfucker. She don't have rocks. Bing. Damn, you cut me across my. Yeah, it's supposed to cut your ass, bleed your ass out. She said he's not hungry. He just wants to manipulate. That's what it seems like, man. I tried to send a message earlier to you, Boots. Boots are made for stepping, bro. And I'm going to use that when it comes to you. Because that's what I create. That's me. Every time I mention you, Boots are made for stepping. When are you planning on stepping, Boots? You're gonna sit up here and talk, man. That ain't it, bro. That's not it, Boots. It's not it. Y'all talk so much shit about Crawford, and now it's a dare. We going off dares? Nah, that ain't Philly, bro. Philly cut different. Philly cut from a different cloth, man. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no daring over there, bro. Philly cats, they just be stepping. Now, it ain't no daring. What are you getting this dare? Is that the 2023-24 freaking model of challenging opposition over there at the Philly gyms? No, bro. No, man. Hell no. That's not it, bro. Them Philly cats ain't cut from that cloth, man. They different over there. They don't go off no dare system, bro. You know better than that, man. How can you sit up here and dare somebody? You issue the challenge. You ain't daring nobody. Say, I want the challenge, man. Please make the fight happen. Make the fight happen. Anybody out there, make the fight happen. I want that fight. Period. I ain't playing around with this dude. I want the fight. The YouTube way is to hate on any fighter who poses the biggest threat to your favorite fighter. I partially agree with what you're saying, okay? Listen to me when what I'm saying there, man. Okay, I partially agree when it comes to certain fighters like Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua's situation. Deontay Wilder, okay? Tyson Fury. They really didn't fuck with Tyson Fury, but they hated Deontay Wilder. Now, Terence Crawford situation, okay? I'll back it up a little bit. I go to the Teofimo Lopez and freaking Devin Haney situation. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to boost up. They want to boost up Teofimo Lopez, right? But yet, building up the media segues for Devin Haney, people start trying to say, okay, you need to fight Devin Haney. But Devin Haney's resume at that time wasn't anything special for Teofimo to reach back and bring him up. It wasn't as widespread as Terence Crawford, you know what I'm saying, and Boots Ennis. You know what I'm saying? Because that was Teofimo's first division. But he had a freaking Vasil Lomachenko, a fighter who was on the pound for pound list. You know what I'm saying? Terence Crawford, for him to challenge Boots Ennis ain't on the pound for pound list, not even close. Not in the same orbit as a pound for pound list talk. Not even close. So really, Terence Crawford is really twisting it around and maximize, you know what I'm saying, his flexibility, trying, if he was, to reach back and pull Boots up and say, you know what, I accept you're there. It's just foolish. He gets no money out of it. You know what I'm saying? What was they saying for Terence Crawford, who already had an undisputed, when it was coming for him and Errol Spence? Motherfuckers wanted to hate on freaking Terence Crawford just to so-called show their loyalty to Errol Spence. But what were they saying? They were saying Errol Spence had the better resume, right? Terence Crawford hadn't did enough to even fight Errol Spence. He didn't deserve to fight Errol Spence. And then when Terence Crawford fought two common opponents of Errol Spence, what happened? They wasn't good enough. They was already washed. It wasn't nobody else up there for Terence Crawford to fight except Errol Spence. Keith Thurman never fought Errol Spence. He went on a hiatus. He was injured. So when he was unified champion, he left. He went on recess, and then they stripped him of his WBA. You know what I'm saying? I mean, his WBC. And then that's when Sean Porter and Danny Garcia fought for the vacant. But truth be told, he wasn't in the running. So for the end game, it was Terence Crawford fighting Errol Spence. And we all seen how that, you know, everything that played out. He didn't do enough. He don't deserve it. You know what I'm saying? He don't, none of that shit. He ain't fought nobody on his resume. They was basically fine any way, shape, or form to say he ain't fought nobody. But you're right, man. You know, YouTube jump on these collusions, right? And they want to build up these alliances and push out the same wheelbarrow type narratives, man. And they bias as hell. And it's so biased to the point where the goddamn wheels on that motherfucker fall the fuck off because they can't handle the load. You know what I'm saying? You can't carry a lot of shit around with fucked up damn tires on that motherfucking axles, and the suspension is fucked up. The crazy thing is people telling Bud what he need to do. But when you bring up the contract, they say they don't care. I see Jessica bit on other channels listed, dog. You're right, though. When you bring up the contract with Spence, all of a sudden, look, they don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I just care about boxing. I don't care if I owe you money and I renege on the bet that I lost with Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. I just care about boxing. Come on, dog. These some clowns, boy. Oh, my God, bro. BSA Booth said in an interview that Bud beat a slow, fat-footed and stationary Spence. Booth said, I'm 10 times. Booth said he's 10 times better than Spence, but never even came close to being on the pound-for-pound list now. 10 times better than Spence. Try me, and I'm going to show you what boxing is. Dude, what's up with all these wolf tickets, man? Your trainer's saying you only gave out 40%, but I'm saying as a trainer, why would you train a fighter not to put out maximum effort in the ring so his wins can look much more in dominating fashion to basically influence more consumers to come see you fight? And also the promoters, they would want to see you fight. They would want to put you on the main event. They would want to say, okay, let's try to put them on the pay-per-view. But no, y'all coming out here selling wolf tickets, talking about, oh man, he only selling 40%. I'm 10 times better than Spence. How, bro? How are you going to say you 10 times better than Spence, man? Spence was undefeated. The only man that ever beat Spence was Terence Bud Crawford. 2081, bro. He's the only one. Spence was on the pound-for-pound list forever. So when you was looking for Crawford back in 1955, you couldn't find any of his team. You couldn't find Bomac back then. Bomac say he been around Crawford since he was born. So look, I mean before he was born. So therefore, how in the hell you couldn't find Bomac? You could have found Bomac around that motherfucker riding a horse or something. Catching a motherfucking chariot to the next goddamn town. Come on, man. You could have found somebody on this team, man. You had to go to the Make-A-Wish Foundation and ask the genie, "Can you just get me to the future? I want to fight this nigga Crawford, man. I think I see something. I see something." And they granted you your wish, and now you get up here. I think that genie for granting me a wish, but I dare him. I dare him. Shit, I dare him. My inbox heavy right now. I dare him. I got the titles. I dare him. Man, come on, bro. Shout out to Bruce Gaz, Boxer Jazz, and more the OG. What's good with it, Bruce? Salute to you, man. Hood Sports on deck. What's good? They said they turned the fight down. Boost them has turned down the fight with Crawford before. You know, and also they was ranked in the WBO. What happened? What had happened was what happened, bro? That should sound like some real hate they have for Crawford. Them niggas bitter. That do sound like some bitter ass shit, don't it? Like to say, I never liked so-and-so as a boxer. You know what I'm saying? I never liked him as a boxer. Like me, I can say some shit like that. But for a trainer who's supposed to be open-minded about different styles, you're saying a person who has been compared, your fighter has been compared to Bud. You're saying you never liked him as a fighter, but yet you're not trying to dissuade Boots Ennis from fighting like the fighter that you don't like. You're not telling him, hey, man, you're doing some of the same shit Crawford do. You need to let that shit go, man. Just fight your fight. You know what I'm saying? Fight who you are. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to do all that switch hitting shit like Crawford, man, because I don't like that nigga since day one. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that should have been the conversation. But Boots is being compared to having same style genres as freaking Bud Crawford. But yet his coach said he never liked him as a fighter. I don't get it, bro. I don't get that. Capping season in full effect. You feel me? Capping season in full effect, dog. He said 10 times, he's 10 times better than Errol Spence. But yet, you need to diffuse this situation with Crawford. You need to diffuse that, Ennis. Boots are made for stepping. You need to diffuse this. You need to prove to Crawford that he's not number one, because y'all quick to say what he hasn't done, what you don't respect that he's done, but yet you're not trying to put yourself up on the same echelon as himself based off work to get you there. What steps are you trying to build? Are you trying to find the softest Charmin and say, you know what, this is what we're going to build these steps off of? That's going to be durable and stable. Now just put some duct tape on that piece of tissue, and I'm going to roll it out to this angle right here. Yep. And do that for about 8. Then we're going to really test it. We're going to step on them. And if we're able to get to the top, then we're on to something. No, that's not the way it's going to work. That's not the way it's going to work. Who Boots fought on Sean Porter's level? Straight up, Hood Sports is talking that shiznick. Who has Boots fight that's on a Sean Porter level? Very, very good question. Who has he fought that's on the Kell Brook level? Very good question. I don't see anybody on Boots' resume that's a triple G. Who has he fought? Kell Brook fought Sean Porter, took his title. You know what I mean? Has Boots fought somebody that's on Jose Benavidez level? Amir Khan's level? Has he fought at Canelo Alvarez? I'm just curious. For you to be 10 times better than Errol Spence. 10 times better than Errol Spence. Not 9 times, not 8 times, not 7 times, not 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. He's 10 times better than Errol Spence. Wow. He's 10 times better than Errol Spence. And that's to say that that's a shot at Bud, because Errol Spence wasn't the fighter who they said he was when he stepped in there July 29th. He had all these deficiencies going on, right? Which caused his declivity when it came down to performing during that championship bout at T-Mobile. So the outcome was the way it is because people thought that, no, this ain't the same Errol Spence that fought Sean Porter. So being that they trying to take shots and say, oh, we 10 times better than Errol Spence that fought Bud Crawford. 10 times. So just like they wanted you to face a common opponent. They wanted Terence Crawford to face a common opponent. Boots, why don't you go find a common opponent of Errol Spence? Why don't you go find a common opponent of Terence Crawford? You might have to go up some divisions to find worthy opposition, but find a common opponent of Terence Crawford and go up there, man. You know what I'm saying? How did I know I never liked Crawford? how I know he never liked Crawford? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. His tone didn't give it off. His tone didn't really set it off. His tone really didn't give me an impression that he never liked Crawford. Seriously, real talk. I never really I did a live on him several months ago on how he was just really laying into Crawford, you know, in that same video. You know what I'm saying? Or it might have been another one. But he was really not giving Crawford any credit for nothing. And you know, when they put Ray Robinson up and I say, how is Crawford supposed to get credit for facing Ray Robinson, who they're basically living off in the past of fighting Igor Kavalaskis, right? Look, check this out. How I itemize this shit. A coach took the time to bring in Ray Robinson, having a draw with Igor Kavalaskis, who ended up being a common opponent of Terence Bud Crawford. But they were saying that Ray Robinson supposed to get the fight next, but he went to a draw with Igor Kavalaskis, a draw. But Ray Robinson is the fighter that they want Crawford to fight now, who went the distance with Igor Kavalaskis, who Crawford stopped. You went the distance with this dude, but Crawford stopped him. But yet you're up here bigging up to say, hey, he's supposed to have got that fight. But Crawford stopped him, though. Ray Robinson went the distance with him to a draw. That means he had a tough fight with Igor Kavalaskis. Crawford stopped him. So how is Crawford going to get any credit? How are you trying to big up Ray Robinson to fight Crawford when he went the distance with a common opponent? It makes no sense, bro. It's not for people to download that information like that. It's not. The best pound for pound, best, you just hating. Hey, man. It's just crazy how he's daring, he's stepping. He said when he get a title is over. All of that. Puss in Boots has to be one of the biggest hype jobs in boxing. He's an email champ that fought no one. Call him Puss in Boots. One thing I can say about Puss in Boots, at least he out here challenging shit. You know what I'm saying? At least that little motherfucker think he can beat everybody ass, dog. Puss in Boots is out here stepping in the motherfucking boots, dog. That's one thing I can say about Puss in Boots. You know what I'm saying? I think, Coach, you just did a disservice to Puss in Boots comparing him to Boots. Because Boots don't go up here and do what Puss in Boots be doing. Puss in Boots be ready for all the smoke. You know what I'm saying? Puss in Boots be up there wanting to scrap with everybody. And that nigga like 2'2". That's a little goddamn feline in a set of boots. That motherfucker be scrapping. I don't know, man. That's hard for me to. I don't know. That's difficult, bro. For real. Bro, this fool said Pusha Boots had better resume than Crawford. For real, dog. We can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. I say, bro, come on. At the time you said that shit, look, check this out. At the time that he said that shit, I don't even think that Boots had fought Korean Chudikin yet. What about Korean Chudikin? Has anybody heard from him again? So he went and fought Korean and then fought a freaking fighter who just came off of Rashidi Ellis, who him and Rashidi is going, and he was like this, that, and that. Why don't you fight Rashidi Ellis, man? Because you haven't had nobody that you just fight Rashidi Ellis, man, because he had a tough time with Ramon Villa. You stopped Villa, but you was up there talking trash back and forth, you and Rashidi. So Rashidi, Team Rashidi, if you up for it, why don't you fight Team Boots, Team Ellis? Y'all both got them E's in your name. I'm saying that shit matches up very well. Ellis, Ennis, Ellis. Ellis, Ennis, Ellis. Come on, man. Stop it. Make that fight happen. Send the term sheet over today. Puss in Boots duck Crawford, tell coach because he don't know. He said, tell Puss in Boots duck Crawford, tell coach he don't know, man. Hey, boots are made for stepping, y'all. Boots are made for stepping. If you're not going to step in them boots, don't lace them up. You understand, Jaron? Boots are made for stepping. You need to step to this opposition, bro, and stop trying to convince people that, no, man. Boots are made for stepping there, Ennis. Shout out to 47. What's good with it, bro? The devil in the details. Shout out to you. What a name. The devil in the details. That's what I'm talking about. The devil in the details. Okay, for sure. Haven't seen you over there. Appreciate you for pulling up, man. 47 say Outlook is very reliable email service. They got the digital bandwidth to transfer the IBF belt in minutes. Yes, sir. The bandwidth was absolutely high enough for that shit to go to ping from point A to B, from the sender to receiver, that 47. And that goddamn notification went off because they had been expecting it, 47. They had been expecting that shit. Come on now. They had been expecting that email, shawty. You know what I'm saying? They had been expecting that shit. They knew that email was inbound. Who tries to get validation from a group of niggas that admitted they never like you? Oh, man. Hey, it's just like people saying, hey, man, I don't really fuck with WCS. Well, you said you wasn't fucking with me to begin with. How am I supposed to get my feelings hurt? You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be the opposite. The ones who you thought was doing it, the fucking with you and not. Hey, that's when the feelings really supposed to be some type of way. Hey, man, I get it, bro. I get it. He said, Jaron AOL, man, America Online, or whatever it was. Ennis is out here daring a 3-division lineal champion. The devil is not a lie, dog. Especially when he dropped the details. The devil ain't lying on that shit, bro. He's daring a 3-division lineal champion. He's daring him like he has the juice. Boots, you are not in a position to dare anyone by the name of Terence Bud Crawford, bro. That man is building a mansion based off his hard work and accolades that he's been able to achieve in his professional boxing career. A mansion. look on land that you don't see other houses on. So you're telling me that he's supposed to say, listen, you all are doing an excellent job with building this mansion. It's too much hammering, too much freaking nail guns. It's too much. My mind is not in it right now. So what I want y'all to do is just stop building this mansion, because I feel like my journey is something missing. And what's missing is Jaron Ennis. I can't go through this every day. I'm coming up to the house. I say, you know what? I've done all this, but it feels like I haven't done enough. I want you all to stop. I will give you a call back, guarantee. Let me go face and get in fight count with Jaron Ennis. And I want to prove my self-worth to this mansion, because it feels like all the money and the millions that I'm putting into this, that I've earned being a 3-division multi-time lineal champion, is not enough, because Boots is still holding a space in my heart of hearts. I've seen this nigga over there with unlaced boots, man, just sitting over there. Them boots don't move. I have to go to him. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna tell his whole work crew, stop. I have an empty space in my heart, because I haven't did enough in my career to deserve to build this mansion and the fruits of my labor. So therefore, I just want to send you all back. Take some break. I want to get in boot camp. I want to get in fight camp, and I want to go fight Boots, because I feel I would be totally vindicated of all the doubt from the naysayers once I fight him. I'm going to tell you straight up, that is not a conversation that Crawford's having. That's not a conversation he's having at any part of his day. He totally understands what he's done is respected by the real ones who respect it. He understands he's a Hall of Famer if he retires today. And Boots, man, you can issue all the dares and all that shit, bro. That don't make a motherfucking difference, bro. You're trying to jump the line. See, y'all don't respect what was going on and what Crawford was doing in the welterweight division. Y'all never respected that shit. You know, when people are blinded in hatred and hating on somebody, I get it. People don't really acknowledge the good shit you got going on and how easy you make it look. So that's where we at with you. He made it look so easy. And now y'all want to clout chase what you know, and damn well he made the shit look easy. Y'all want to pretend like you want Crawford, but you want to continue to procrastinate for him to turn 38, 39, 40. And then he moved to 154 and vacate the titles. And then y'all want to say, okay, let's see, can we go up here and unify the division quicker than what Crawford did? Man, it ain't going to make a difference, because the man that was supposed to unify in the 4-belt era was supposed to be Errol Spence. Y'all was behind Errol Spence. You going up here trying to unify the division quicker than Crawford, you're not going to look good, especially if you saying you was looking for him back in 2018. That's not going to be a good look for you, brother. The devil ain't lying, man. I'm going to dare a shark to bite me while I sit in my living room watching Shark Week, and I don't want to go to the beach. Damn, the devil is telling the truth, dog. I'm looking at Shark Week, and look, I'm daring the motherfucker to bite me, dog. Hey, knowing damn well I am in such a point of safety, an area of safety. I don't want it, but I'm going live, and I say, man, I'm on Shark Week right now, man. I dare a motherfucking shark to goddamn bite the fuck out of me. The mother sitting there with his pistol in his hand. I unload the clip on his ass. I air that shark out, nigga. I dare you to motherfucking bite me. Damn, who this calling me? This nigga calling me to go to the motherfucking beach. Hell no, nigga. You must have lost your motherfucking mind. I ain't going to nobody. What, we in Florida too? Nigga, you got me twisted, man. You think I'm going out there? People get bit by sharks. Bro, you was just online talking about You'll fuck a shark up and shit. I'm telling you, let's go to the beach, man. That shit full of women today. Nah, man, I'm good, dog. I'm under the weather, dog. Well, get your capping ass offline and stop bullshitting then. If you ain't gonna go out in the water and prove that shit, bro. You can take your pistol with you. Just tuck it in your trunks, dog. If a shark try you, goddamn, put one in him. That nigga up there talking about his shark week, nigga. I dare a motherfucking shark to bring his ass up. I dare a motherfucker. Arnold Brown, what's good, man? Salute to you, brother. One love, man. Debbie says salute to you in the hottest chat. Late to the stream, better late than never, no doubt, man. You already know what it is, Arnold, man. Salute to you. Hottest chat in the MF and game. A-side official, man. Shout out your ball Neezy on deck with it. What's good with it? Yes, sir. Neezy on deck. Give up your 10%. Bro. We trying to figure it out, Neezy. Maybe you got the answers. We trying to figure out how can you have all these achievement and accolades, but the ones who supposed to be the young lions in the goddamn shadows coming out the hunt, they want you to come in the shadows to make it easier for them. Nah, that sun a little bit too hot in this motherfucker. Hey, nigga, yeah, you come over in the shadows. For what, man? You ain't about to fuck me up. Man, ain't gonna be like that today, man. Come over in the shadows, man. It's too hot out there. Come on over here, dog. Bro, y'all be jumping on my family, bro. Killing my family, bro. I'm not doing it. Bro, the day is different, man. For real. We just inviting you, man, to come over here so we can break bread. So we can just chill and get some rest, man, talk about some shit that happened. Nah, man, I can't do it. The young lion Boots is trying to invite what he consider the older, the older prey. He trying to look at Crawford as prey. He want to invite him in the shadows, man, to make it easier for the hunt. I don't get it. If you the young lion and your name is Boots and you're supposed to be stepping on cats, why are you unwilling to start marching forward to make it happen is my question. You're the young lion, bro. I mean, ain't that how it's supposed to work, Cam? Shout out to Cam that was on deck, man. Salute to you. Ain't that supposed to be how it work? The young ones, you're youthful for a reason. They always say, hey, man, so-and-so got some age on them. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. So-and-so a little bit too old. I don't know how this is going to work. Isn't that? Or this doesn't work in this particular case. I mean, if somebody's already achieved, would they tell Canelo to do the same thing? I'm just saying. Canelo has one more division than Crawford. One more division now. Canelo has less undisputed divisions than Crawford, but yet he has one more division than Crawford. But yet, I never hear somebody saying Canelo who he should fight. No, if Crawford is doing the same thing Boots is doing, because he's earned it, right? If Crawford is calling out Canelo, oh, it's all bad. Oh, Crawford, what are you doing? Oh, you shouldn't be doing that, Crawford. Oh, that's fucked up. But when it comes to Boots, now you have the big flappy shoes and the red nose and the damn hair, bouncing all around, goddamn blowing a little horn. Hey, well, oh, I like it. Yeah, Boots should fight Crawford. Why? Because he has the title. He's a world champion. But he got it through an email. It doesn't matter. It's the new era, the new age. Come on. Boxing's changing. He deserves with whipped cream on top. Come on, bro. When Crawford calls out Canelo, it's a problem. And he has the stats and the accolades to go up there and fight Canelo. Yes, it's in a higher division, but Canelo's been doing that shit. So Crawford wants to do the same thing. But yet, when Boots is up here calling out freaking Crawford without the accolades and achievement, he's getting more praise than Crawford calling out Canelo, and he has everything. He has all the entire medals and chest plates, the awards. He has everything he needs to face Canelo. But Boots don't. But no one's saying that Crawford deserves to face Canelo. No one's saying that Crawford deserves to face Canelo, bro. But they say Boots deserve it. Boots deserved it. He got the title. But when Crawford was in a position with Errol Spence, who had 3 belts, Crawford did not deserve anything. His resume sucked. He ain't fought nobody. But Boots is now in the same position that Crawford was when he was trying to face Errol Spence, and he deserves everything. How does that work? Just because they now wants to push and they have the hand in the back of Boots because they have since abandoned Errol Spence because Crawford made it look too easy. He battered that boy. So now they want to say, I'm glad we made it over here. Woo, that was a long journey. It's good to be in Boots land now. Oh, let's get to work. Let's go ahead and support them. Let's fire up these live streams, y'all. Everybody know what to talk about? We're going to push Boots first Crawford. Boots first Crawford. Boots first Crawford. Everyone understand that? Yes, indeed, we do. Any questions before we kicked off this campaign? Any questions? Okay, have at it. I'll be checking in on everybody. That's exactly what they got going on, y'all. They want to say Boots deserve everything without the paperwork, y'all. How does that work? How does it work, man? They said Bud is jealous of Boots because Boots would not walk out. Oh my God, bro. I don't know how true that is, but come on, that is hilarious, bro. You got people on the YTC mad at Crawford because he wouldn't do an interview with him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just people that really don't understand. You know, he for a long time he didn't do interview with people. Now he's on a level. Look. This is like it. I've asked Crawford for an interview several times, right? I only been able to interview him one time, and that one time to me was awesome. But you're talking about somebody who knows Warren Buffett. You understand? You're talking to somebody who's brushing shoulders with the elites. Now, if you look at the celebrities and certain individuals, you can't have access to them like this. YTC is an open-ended access. Yeah, it's all about who you connected to. You have a team on this YTC, shit or not. But at the end of the day, right? He just took a picture with Wayne. You know what I'm saying? And DJ Who Kid. Like he knows some celebrities, bro. I don't never take it personal when I don't have access to someone with Crawford via interview. Because every time I see him, he always gave me a picture, bro. Yeah, maybe some frustration because I'm much older. I want to cover greatness while he's still an active fighter. You know what I'm saying? He is one of my favorite fighters of this generation. You know what I'm saying? And he's soon going to be out the sport. And you see these cats that come and go, and as media, you would love to cover them. But some opportunities you get, some you don't. You know what I'm saying? I've been around a lot of greats and been able to either snap a frame with them or put them on the camera. But I totally understand this man is brushing and rubbing elbows with a lot of important people. So truth be told, he shouldn't be accessible just to the average, I guess, unless he's really fucking with you, I guess. You know, I look at Bernie the Boxer. Bernie the Boxer don't have Bud Crawford on this freaking channel a lot of the times. And you don't get any closer than Bernie the Boxer. You know what I'm saying? But people got mad because they couldn't get access to Crawford. And they turned their back and they wanted to sit up here and run a smear campaign on him. That shit's hilarious, though. He's jealous of Boots. That's crazy. This man building a big ass mansion out there, and he's jealous of Boots. Needs to say, man, Bud was scared of Boots. He ran to the fight. Spence for undisputed. Damn coward. Yeah, man. Bud should have never fought Spence the way he did. It would have been better off if Bud Crawford freaking played around and took that shit to the motherfucking end in 12 rounds. You know what I'm saying? And played the system. See, he's not cut from that cloth to play the system and have people thinking, oh man, it was a close fight. No, his mentality is a killer, just like a lot of people believe. And when they see Bud fight, his killer instinct is just unmatched in a lot of ways. Like he's an absolute serious dude when he flipped that switch on, right? But the way he beat the strawberry juice out of Spence, he really should have let that shit go to the 12th round and made it a closer fight than what it could have been. And then when the rematch would have then took place in December, because they would have seen like, oh man, that was a close fight for Crawford. Let's make the rematch. But since Crawford beat the goddamn strawberry motherfucking preserves out of goddamn Spence, Showtime said, nope, we're washing our hands. Washing our hands with this. We can't do it. We can't do it. We out, man. We're out. He beat the strawberry preserves out of him, Cam. He beat the strawberry preserves out of Spence, man. Seriously. He beat dude. He should have never beat the strawberry preserves out of Spence. He should have made this a close fight and took it to the scorecards, won by decision. Then people say, oh shit, man. Okay. Let's see this fight again. But Crawford overdid it. It's almost like it was overkill, bro. He should have just played them like a fiddle and took that motherfucker to the scorecards. He had a rematch. He knew that Spence was gonna goddamn put the rematch in there. Man, he should have just milked that motherfucker, went to the scorecards, and then he would have had a fight this December. For real. He could have told his work crew that's building that mansion, hey, I got a fight. All of y'all can take time off to look at the fight. Okay. It's going to be in December. I'm just giving y'all a heads up so you can make those plans. And they would have said, no, Senor Crawford, we want to continue to build. We love it. It's coming out very nice. I know. We got plenty of time to build this mansion. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to see the fight, though. You know what I'm saying? I want you to see what I built this mansion off of. You know what I'm saying? The hands that I put on cats. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to really have an understanding of who y'all build a mansion for. That's all. That's all I'm trying to do. Every strike of the nail, every squeeze of the gun. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to understand this is one of the mansions y'all building for one of the greats to ever do it. Yeah, sí, entiendes. Sí, Senor Crawford. Jay on deck, what's good with it? Shout out to Town Business, man. Great work out there at the fight card, man. Shout out to you. This dude is trying to flex on a belt that was given to him. Laughable. Absolutely. Hey, Town, this guy, Boots, said he dares Terence Crawford to come get his belt back. Like Terence just said, he don't give a F about the IBF. But yet you want him to reach back. They want Crawford to do shit they want demand of Canelo Alvarez. No one's forcing Canelo Alvarez to reach back to a fighter like Crawford, who actually has the FICO score to step in the ring with Canelo. Boots, if you were talking about FICO scores, bro, you're sitting at a 480. I'm serious. You're sitting at a 480, bro. Crawford actually has a FICO score to get approval, the pre-approval. You don't. They want him to go up to 54 to fight Spence, then drop down to 147 to fight Boots. If he doesn't do that, he'll duck. You can't make this up. Yeah, they want to use the duck shit, but you know what? That duck stamp is not going to work. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to work at all because he's fought better competition. And so if he's going up there fighting the former unified welterweight champion at 54, who they believe will have a better chance fighting Crawford, not being severely stricken by dropping weight to 147, which he just last year, April 16th, stepped in there with Ugas. Nobody was saying shit. Beat him up. They were saying, oh my God, this dude is the rib collector. He's the eye collector. Oh, he's a beast. He's a monster, a tyrant. But then when Bud Crawford beat the strawberry preserves out of Spence, they come up with all these freaking excuses, come up with all these false lies and accusations. You know what I'm saying? Nobody is telling Canelo that he's ducking Crawford if he doesn't fight him. But yet they want to say that Crawford would be ducking Boots, who doesn't have the FICO score to step in the ring with Crawford. Make it make sense. It's not even part of the equation, bro. How do you come up here and put all these demands on Crawford, but yet when Crawford trying to challenge for one of the bigger fights in Canelo, y'all up here saying, "Oh man, he's doing too much, man. That's too many divisions." But you didn't say that about Jermell Charlo. Oh, he's a stablemate of Errol Spence. Okay, I get it. It took me a while. I get it. He's a stablemate of Errol Spence, so he automatically get the grandfathering into the damn likable situation. You know what I'm saying? As you notice, there's not too many people talking about the way Mel Charlo looked against Mel Charlo looked against Canelo Alvarez. Not too many people talking about it. But lo and behold, God damn it, if Bud Crawford would have been the one in there running and jumping and skipping and bouncing off the ropes like Mel Charlo, oh my God, they still would have been talking about it now. Oh, his shoes was loaded. It ain't no way, man. He got up from a knockdown. His shoes was loaded, dog. His jaws was loaded. They say he went over to goddamn Mexico and got goddamn titanium plates put in both his jaws. If you look closely, they see the scar right there. Motherfuckers be creating Photoshop pictures and putting lines up there along Terence Crawford jawline. Oh man, his shoes he was wearing was loaded. Ain't no way he was supposed to get away from goddamn the bigger Canelo. Loaded. His shoes was loaded now. His shoes was loaded. There's no way he could have walked up out of there. Man, they wouldn't have gave him no credit if he would have ran around the ring like Jermell Charlo did. Crawford stopped Boots. You thought they hated him for Spence. They're going to pin him to the cross. They already pinned that man to the cross, real talk. I'm just being honest. They already pinned him to the cross. You know, to the lead up of Errol Spence not giving him, but a speck of credit to go in there and get this fight done in victory, to the point where he went in there and beat the strawberry preserves out of Errol Spence with all the goddamn white and milk chocolate. You know what I'm saying? He had Spence in there looking like a goddamn Texas strawberry shortcake in that bitch. For real. Looked like all the butter that he was eating out of them crab legs and Texas toast was seeping out of his skin. People thought it was sweat, but it wasn't. That was motherfucking goddamn butter sauce mixed in with strawberry preserves, y'all. I ain't gonna lie to you. They beat that man bad. And that's the only knock I have on Crawford. Crawford maybe should have played the system a little bit. He maybe should have took it to the scorecards and goddamn made a closer fight so they could say, yes, we're going to do this fight in December. The fans want to see it. They feel that, hey, this is what we've been waiting on. Both fighters look good in there. There was no knockdowns. It was a close fight. Let's do it again ASAP. And sure enough, they would have did that shit again ASAP, bro. They would have did that shit again ASAP. We would have been really expecting next month to see Crawford Spence 2. But Crawford, I can tell you what was on his mind. Crawford said, I got a motherfucking mansion to build, and I ain't playing with my money. I got some more properties to buy, and I got to goddamn continue to pay these builders and get my mansion done because I'm on my way to retirement. So Spence, hey, I don't know what you got going on in life, but I'm about to goddamn be included on your schedule. And I'm going to be a part of your recovery process because I'm about to beat the brakes off your ass come July 29th. It ain't personal. It's all business. He tried to tell him. He said, goddamn, Team Crawford, get active. And sure enough, he got active, goddamn it. Big shout out to the hottest chat in the MF and game. Salute to everyone who pulled up. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all. We should do it again. Peace. I'm out.
Left jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best, you gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy, is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come back. Sports, talking way too much, world come back. Sports, talking way too much, world come back. Sports, 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 sports. Subscribe.